Hi and good evening and welcome to Thfc and welcome to our little birthday party. I couldn't resist starting with the old intro. Honestly, I couldn't help it. I thought tonight, why not just throw it in?
Yeah,
And it was just a great way to link back. Look, we've been going a year. Also, before we start and before I introduce my legends that are always with me, I want to thank Kuva and Phil Littez who helped me start this channel off. We went through Tottenham Tantra Gold, then we went through then Tottenham Gold, and now THC Do or Die. The channel's gone through a few births and rebirths, but this is the
rebirths.
channel it is. But we always have to give a nod to our past. It's like we say when you
Yeah,
support Spurs, don't forget the history. And I want to thank them too for actually starting the journey with me. They're the original members of TTHC till I die. I feel like the Beatles really. We broke off, but we're back together again. Like we've got Ringo
yeah.
Starr at the bottom, the drummer. We've got a bit of a Paul McCartney next to me, and I'm a bit like John Lennon. Just go where the flow takes me.
I got his
Peace, man.
hairstyle.
Yeah. as long as you don't start, as long as you don't start going into shops, Ellie, getting into their beds and staying there for a week, just saying this is for peace.
Oh no,
We're quite all right.
just in case any kids are watching.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to know who Yoko no Uno is for you. We'll go. That's for another show.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was a very
Oh
bad
my
joke.
god,
Sorry, Ellie.
it's all right. Don't worry, I can
Well,
take
listen,
it.
Change the subject quick.
James,
Yeah, quick.
do you know them jokes? You get the things and just get the things
Yeah,
ready, then
this-
get you to one side. That's what Philip we're doing now. Well, listen, hi and welcome. This is the birthday show. We're showing you a golden game all the way back from 1971, where we played second division Aston Villa in the League Cup final, our first major trophy of the 1970s. And with me tonight is two legends who have been with me and always will be on this channel. It's Queen Ellie and the Godfather himself, Mr. Philip Brady. How are you both this evening?
Great. Yeah. And happy
Well,
birthday.
great. Thank you. Happy birthday to Dermot.
Yeah,
Happy
We haven't
birthday
been
to
with you a
us.
year, but we're celebrating it, so
Yeah.
we don't care.
yeah. Yes,
And I'd
indeed.
like to say thank you to Kuva and Philip as well,
Mm,
because they were marvellous when they were on your show.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how are you, Philip, this evening? Wearing a very dashing Tottenham shirt, I see.
Well, seeing as we're hitting the 140th anniversary of the founding of our superb club, this was the 125th anniversary shirt. It came out in 2007. And we played that
Lovely.
memorable match against Aston Villa when we were 4-1 down and got
Yeah.
back to draw 4 each.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Was it
Robbie
and
that?
Keane.
Is
I
that the
remember,
game where was it Kabul scored the
yeah,
equaliser? Was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have to remember I was on holidays that time. I can nearly remember I was out in, where was I? Mauritius,
Mm.
trying to watch
Right.
the match at 4 o'clock in the
Nice.
morning. Watching the match with this shirt on me at 4 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning, and the guys in the hotel thought I was mad. Trying to get a soccer channel at 4 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't miss the match. It was such an a auspicious occasion. The Villa nearly ruined, but we got back and got a point out of it, so we were happy.
Yeah.
But we will be celebrating Tottenham's birthday on the 5th of September with a special show, and we will be here to celebrate the club's birthday. Just want to welcome
140
a few
years.
people in. Carl Simpson says, "Big up, guys. Hope you're all well." And
Right,
Carl has
Carl.
also said, "Happy first birthday, guys. Been here from the start." You have, Carl.
You
Carl's
have?
actually one of the people from the start. I love this name. I love it always. White Hart Lane.
That's
What
Right.
a name. What an
exactly.
Right
absolute
Art
brilliant
Lane.
name. He says, "Big up, everyone. Big up." So, and Lisa, this one's for you, Ellie. Happy anniversary.
Yay.
I told you I'd be here, Ellie. Good evening to you all.
Thank you,
Good evening.
Lisa.
Cheers,
Thank
Lisa.
you very much. You're an
So,
angel.
guys, what do you remember of the early 70s Spurs time? I'll start with you, Philip. What do you remember of that season? And any take-out moments apart from winning the League Cup? Was there any other moments you remember from that?
Yeah, well, that was
season?
actually that particular year was a very traumatic one for my family because we were living in England at that stage in 1970, and in early 71 we moved back to Ireland. So I was kind of a lot of that end of that season was kind of lost to me in a way because we're coming over here. No live, well, not much live soccer on TV, and where we were living, it was even difficult to get the BBC and the ITV channels. So what I saw was quite limited at that stage. But I do remember the fact that the expectation was we're going to win something because we always won something in the year ending in one. We've done it in 1901,
Yeah.
20, 51, 61. So 71 was the nearest progression, the next progression to it. And I think my biggest recollection of that season, apart from winning the League Cup, is not a happy one. It's from the unmentionables down the road. How daring to come to White Hart Lane and winning at our place. That was the ultimate, not humiliation, but it should never have happened.
No.
And I know we got third in the league that year, and it was a good performance. But for that lot to come to us and win the league was just too much to take. I remember
Put down on things.
for a week after that when I heard it. It shouldn't have happened.
And that was that was our league record actually that year. We finished third. I mean, Philip, talk us through that. It's not a bad record really for a season.
If you work it out on the 3 points per game situation now, that's 57, 71 points. 71 points on reasonable. Because we played 4 games extra those days. There was 21 teams in the league, 20 teams in the league that season. 22 teams in the league.
That's what we finished on this season as well, isn't it? Last season, sorry.
Yeah, close enough to that, all right, yeah. But it was...
you need 70 points plus to finish in the top 4, really, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. But it was also the year of the Brighton Beach football pitches.
I thought you were going to say it was the year of the cockerel.
Well, it probably was. But
that was later on.
Another way there, I don't know, it wasn't just the Spurs ground. I think there must have been some form of blight or something, some weather condition that caused an awful lot of the pitches to go bad that season. Because at the end of the season, everybody was playing on sand. There's hardly any grass.
I remember that.
So,
the ball getting stuck a lot.
Can you imagine today's players playing on that? They probably refused to go on.
Well, there was
prima donnas.
They were saying last year about the pitch playing that he played on the Conference League. Can you imagine if if he had gone then? Jesus.
Yeah.
And you, Ellie, what's your memories of that 70-71 season? You were you were a young little whippersnapper.
I was only 9, but I remember quite vividly. Because I come from a very large family of Spurs supporters. I mean, I've got 7 brothers to start with, and they were a lot older than me. There's only 2 of my brothers that were close to me in age. The rest were a lot older. So I just remember pandemonium in my home when we won the 1971 League Cup. Because it was a lot more prestigious then, I would say, to win the League Cup. It wasn't considered the Mickey Mouse Cup, just put it that way.
Do you know why it wasn't changing name every 5 minutes? That's why. It was the League Cup.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Worthington Cup.
It lost its credibility, didn't it?
Yeah,
it did. It lost a bit of credibility. And I just remember, obviously, I was at school at the time as well, and all the Spurs supporters at school were all celebrating. And we had a very, very good side. Even though I was 9, I was playing football myself, so I really appreciated our midfield, and I absolutely adored Cyril Niles and Jimmy Neighbour. I absolutely adored them. They were fabulous, and we had a hard man in Terry Naylor. Yeah, he was a bloody good player as well. He wasn't the best technical player, but he would get stuck in, just like later on when we bought Terry Yorath. And he was a Spurs man through and through.
As well in that midfield.
Yeah, Steve Perriman, what a player. You know what? He was the most unsung player until that 1981 Cup final. He was looked on upon with the Spurs fans. They loved him and adored him, but they always thought he was because we had Glenn Hoddle in those years, you see. I mean, he was coming through in the 70s. I think he made his debut in 1974, if I recall, right?
74,
So
75.
I think it was 1973, 74 season he made his debut. So he sort of got overshadowed. And then later on, he got overshadowed by Ozzy. But I always adored Steve Perriman because he used to play for our badge. You see this cockerel? That's what he played for,
Yeah.
you know, and he played with his heart.
Mm.
And
He
I just
did.
remember us playing really beautiful football and passing the ball very well. Yeah.
And we've got this one's for you, Philip. It says, I love this channel as you talk about our glory days and stories like Philip has. I wasn't alive then, but I love hearing about our club before my time.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what we tried to bring on this channel. We tried to bring you back to when the good old days, like
the
when
glory days.
the glory,
Yeah.
which we will have them again. We will have them again.
We will,
Well,
because
big up
Conte
White
will
Hart
bring
Lane.
them
Thank you
back.
for the shall we get on with this game?
Yes.
Let's go down memory lane.
Oh
Right.
my God, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I hope this works now.
So do I.
The royal party.
I've been bigging up the show all day.
Yeah, hang on. Let me turn the sound off so we don't have the sound on. And that, if for anyone doesn't know, this is the old Wembley.
Yeah, this is the Twin Tower Wembley.
Yeah, and
Alan Mullery.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
do
God.
have the team for you, and they will get it above the bottom
Let's
of
see
the
how many.
screen.
Let's see how many we can recognise now for the teams. Right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Now there's adverts.
Only she was on it. Only she was playing.
Hang on, we'll get copyrighted now in a minute.
We'll be chucked off. They'll cut us off.
Right, please work. Right, no more. Right, it's working now. There you go.
Yes, go on, Alan Mallory.
Right, Alan Mullery.
I spoke to him when we played at Wembley just recently in the last 3 seasons ago. I spoke to Alan Mallory. What a gentleman.
Pat Jennings.
Look at Pat Jennings' hairstyle. Joe Kinnear, Cyril Knowles.
There's the team going above the bottom for you.
Peter Collins, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Phil Beale, Alan Gilzine, Steve Perry, Martin Chivers.
Alan Gilzine, what a striker.
Yeah.
And Martin Peters was a very good player as well.
Oh, yeah. He was fabulous, Martin Peters.
And we did get. I meant to do it before the game, but I will do it afterwards. We will be going through Spurs' season as well. They had a great FA Cup run, and they even played in the Texaco Cup, which I never knew existed.
Yeah.
Philip didn't even know it existed.
I didn't even know it existed. I forgot about it.
Texaco Cup, bloody hell.
That was played between the Scottish clubs, the English clubs, and the actually Irish teams at the Shamrock Rovers and who else was in it? Shamrock Rovers and
Bruce Rioch. You see,
some other
he
team.
became Arsenal player.
Yeah. Well,
Godfrey, Bradley,
Villa were in
Dunn.
Division 2 at this time.
There's Andy Lock.
He's a bit like Ralph Coates, this bloke.
He used to play for Burnley, so he did.
Fine bit of bald head he's got there.
Yeah.
I noticed the players in the 70s, guys, they always had this bald head, but they had this thing across the thing. Bobby Charlton was the same for years. He would have this bit of hair going. You know,
I tell you, Phil.
Dresses in those days. It was down the barbers for a short back and sides. That's what they were.
Yeah.
Back and sides is not a man.
Phil Bill at number 6, class player.
Yeah, and there's Spurs skipper. And there's the referee.
Who was the Villa manager at that stage? Was Tommy Doherty
that linesman's legs?
I can't remember, Philip, to be fair.
Looks like he needs a tan. Do you see? You didn't notice the linesman's legs.
Let's see what year Tommy Doherty was managing them.
Yeah. And
Tommy Doherty, I think
he was doing Man United. No, he wasn't. No.
I'll put him in here now.
Late 70s, early 80s.
He was managing Villa in the late 60s, because they were Division 3 at one stage, and he brought them back. Let's see, Tommy Doherty.
I mean, I loved Spurs' kit: white tops, blue shorts, and yellow shorts. Yellow socks.
Yeah, I think we wore yellow that day because of the clash with Aston Villa socks.
Yeah,
maybe. Mind you, they're wearing blue socks. We didn't wear blue
1968
socks.
1968 to 1970, he managed Villa, so he was just gone from them. Whoa.
If I remember right, Villa played very well this day, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're a wee bit, just a tad fortunate to get a result in this game.
And we were in 73 as well.
Yeah, that's right. The Ralph Coates goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you've got Pat Jennings in goal, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
Paul Pablo, big up,
Cyril
Paul. Thank you
Knowles.
for coming in. Says Cyril
I'll
knows
put
what
him
a player. Rest
across.
in peace.
He's a brilliant player.
Yeah.
He really
Fantastic. What a left peg. We used to sing, nice one, Cyril, nice one, son. Nice one, Cyril, let's have another one.
There's Peters.
That's
was a good
Sonny's
back
song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin
So
Peters.
fit, Martin
He
Peters.
died there a couple of years ago as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He had, I think he had Alzheimer's as well.
He did.
Didn't
For
he?
people who don't know, Martin Peters, World Cup winner for England, 66, played for West Ham for many a year, but was used as the part exchange for Jimmy Greaves in the 69-70 season.
Yeah.
And how that came about, I don't know if you know this, Philip, or you can correct me if I've got it wrong. Jimmy Greaves was moving house that day, and Bill Nick rang him. He said, "Look, I've got Martin Peters in my office, and you need to go and see West Ham, basically."
Yeah.
And that's how.
It's a shame.
That's it. You're perfectly right. I think it was a
Cyril
shocking.
Knowles mopping up there.
It'd be like Conte ringing up Harry Kane now and saying, "Harry, I want you to go and play for Leighton Orient. We've got the young kid striker coming up." It was a total lack of respect for a guy that had done so much for the club. You know, Jimmy never recovered from that.
No.
You see Cyril Knowles there, fantastic. He wasn't ball watching like our defenders do.
No.
And he tracked the marker and he stopped the ball getting to him. That's what you got to do as a defender.
Because this was back in the day where 4-4-2 was really the...
It was.
Yeah, 4-4-2 was...
Yeah.
Everybody played it, didn't they? Here we go, Stevie P.
Yeah.
Good ball, Stephen. He doesn't like being called Stevie, we heard on your show. He doesn't like Stevie Perryman. I think he's a bit babyish, that's why, probably. But you can't really sing, oh, Stevie Perryman. You can't sing it like that. It doesn't go.
Oh,
good
it's a very
shot.
open match so far. I mean, there's nobody sitting back here.
Yeah.
No, it's been a very good game so far.
You see the winger taking on a player, that's what you've got to do. All right, you lose it, but at least you've had a chance to take the player on, take a risk. They don't do that anymore. They tend to pass all the time, and it's quite boring.
They're scared of losing
I like
the ball.
players to express themselves. Yeah, you know what I mean, Philip? Players don't express themselves. They're scared of losing the ball nowadays.
Yeah, because they know that their position is free behind them and they've got a free run at the goal, you know?
Yeah, especially if you've got a big squad.
Yeah, Paul Pablo put here, Jimmy Greaves. Sorry, Philip.
Is that Brian Little?
With the comments there. Here, I'll put you on the top there. Jimmy Greaves said he knew his playing days were over when joining West Ham.
True.
No, that's actually true.
It is actually.
Go to West Ham.
He went through the motions for one season, and then he got out. He went actually driving a car on the the Mexico. He drove over to Mexico in a Ford Escort with a co-pilot, and he retired. He retired at the age of 30. Imagine Harry Kane retiring next year. That's such a shock when Jimmy Greaves retired. But he never came together at West Ham. I mean, what can you blame him?
Yeah, he came sixth, didn't he, in that rally, or was it seventh?
Yeah,
he came really high up in that rally.
Look at the referee, how smart he looks. He looks quite smart, that ref. Was that Jimmy Neighbour at number 11, or was it Jimmy Pierce? Jimmy Neighbour, yeah. Jimmy Neighbour on the wing.
I remember.
I used to sing that with my brothers.
There's a lovely.
Martin Peters. I don't think he's even a free kick.
No, there's a lovely.
Those were the days.
Yeah. There's a lovely interview Jimmy Greaves did with who was the fella that used to commentate on ITV? Oh, what was
Ian
his
St.
name?
John. Ian St. John.
No, it was. Oh, what's his? He did the
Martin Shiver's
70s.
so
Brian
strong.
Moore.
Yeah,
Brian Moore.
I think it was him. And he
Nice.
did an interview. It was actually on our community page. He actually did a full 2-hour interview with Jimmy Greaves going through his career.
I'm
And
lucky.
it really was brilliant.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Ellie. This one is for you.
Yes.
What about
Johnny Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's here. He's there. He's I won't say the swear word. Everywhere. It's Johnny Pratt. It's Johnny Pratt. He's here. He's there. He's It's Johnny Pratt. I used to love singing that.
We're
I met him at
past the
the
15
Royal
minutes, Ellie.
just
You can
recently.
swear.
It's gone in the
Okay, he's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. He's Johnny Pratt. He's Johnny Pratt.
Oh no!
Although John Pratt was a
I
player
met
that was
him.
never. Do you know something? John Pratt was a bit like the Harry Winks of today.
Yeah,
He was never really
Yeah, but-
accepted by a lot of the Spurs fans.
Yeah.
No, because he was a workhorse.
He wasn't
Yeah,
skillful.
but
He wasn't a skillful player.
He wasn't as technical ability wasn't quite there, but he would give everything. He would give everything, that guy. And I think the Spurs fans who were like me, who were diehard Spurs fan, we appreciated him.
Mm-hmm.
But the newbies, they just used to give him jib all the time. Because he hardly lost the ball, though. He was a good ball player. I would say he's better than Harry Winks because he would drive forward. Harry Winks, he's quite scared to get forward, and his passing is when he passes forward, it's very rare. He passes sideways and backwards.
He's a crab. He moves sideways.
Yeah, he's a crab.
Mm.
What was it on Irish Hotspur? They used to call him Easy Pass. The thing is, as a footballer, Philip and Dermot, you have to take risks, and you've got to be progressive. Otherwise, what is your point of being in the team if you're not going to find a nice ball for your centre forward or your wingers?
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
That's very true. I'm very sad that my favourite player isn't playing Ralph Coates. I forgot he wasn't in this team.
He played in the next one though.
He did.
Yeah.
I love when he
Against
scored. He
Norwich.
goes jumping like a kangaroo around Wembley. On it.
Yeah,
So funny.
I remember that game so well, Dermot. Because I just remember Ralph Coates jumping and like swinging his hand around when he scored.
I mean, guys. I mean, we're 10 years on from the double team. I mean,
Yeah.
how Spurs 10 years on? He never really found that other double team, did he, Philip? I saw Philip, then go Yelly, did he? He never really found that
he was a
same
bit
magic
unlucky.
again.
No, he never. I suppose, he went from 63 to 67 without winning anything, and then went from 67 to 71 without winning anything. But then, he won in 71, in 72, he won the UEFA Cup, in 73, the League Cup. So the early 70s was a pretty good time for Spurs fans.
Yeah,
It was not like the double, because remember, the double hadn't been done for, was it 60 years before that?
Yeah.
It was a real achievement to do.
I do.
He never actually reached the heights. But then again, you don't know, was he held back by the lack of funding from the board, who were notoriously tight?
Yeah.
So no. And Bill himself now, by all accounts.
Yeah, the chairman was actually Sidney Rail. That's who the chairman was actually at this point.
Whoa, look at Cyril Knowles. What a great player.
This one's for you, Ellie. Ellie, you remember Johnny Pratt scoring that goal from the corner against Southampton?
Yeah, I was only young again, but still, I still remember it quite vividly. It's just he scored quite a few crackers. He had a good shot on him, Johnny Pratt. He had a really hard shot. He didn't score that many, but the ones that he did score were really spectacular. Yeah, but his job was like Højbjerg. He was like a Højbjerg type player.
Yeah.
But he was a spoiler rather than a playmaker.
Yeah.
You need those sort of players.
You do. I knew there was somebody missing from this team. Well, he must have been injured. Mike England.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think he was injured.
Yeah.
He must have been injured because he would have been playing from the start like England.
There's old
We'd
Pat
already
Jennings.
sold Dave Mackay by this time, hadn't we, to Derby
Oh, yeah.
County?
David Mackay went in 1968, I think.
That's
He
the
won the
reason
cup
we
in
didn't win.
67 with us,
I think
and,
that was a big reason, though, Philip, that we didn't win the double, do the double again, because Dave Mackay left us.
But you
And he
think
kept-
that
Because he,
you
he kept
had
breaking
that?
his leg as well, which didn't help him.
No,
But David
that's true.
Mackay broke his leg, and on his return
yeah,
back after 9 months, he broke his leg again. The first match back.
I remember.
No.
Oh my God, the poor player.
I mean, you
And
think about it.
that takes a lot out of you, because I've broken my leg 3 times playing. And the first time I recovered quite quickly, but the second time it was my fibia, and it really does take a lot out of you, because when you're running, you feel it, and then after the match, it tenses up.
Yeah.
I used to get rubbed down a lot not by the physio, but it was a lady physio. So don't get any ideas, you men.
We weren't thinking like that, Ellie. We didn't think that at all.
It is after 9 o'clock, Ellie. Now you're okay.
I wouldn't have minded it if it was a hunky male physio, though.
No, Ellie,
I wouldn't have minded.
calm down.
I
Now.
said no.
I mean, if you think about it, he had Danny Blanchflower in defence. He had Dave Mackay
Yeah,
and John White in the midfield. You lose them 3 players.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he had Terry Dyson on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant player.
Yeah.
He was a bit of an unsung hero as well, Terry
He was,
Dyson.
yeah. He was.
And Martin Shivers, for me, was probably the 70s version of Jimmy Greaves, really.
Yeah.
He was the next
Yeah.
big striker to come along.
He was really, for a big guy, he had really good technical ability. He could hold the ball, he could run with it, he's skillful, you know. And then Alan Gilzine, they had a good combination. It's a shame they didn't stay together throughout the 70s. I know they were getting older, but still, they still were better than what we brought in. Until 1981, of course, and we got Garth Crooks and Archibald.
But the whole technique is different. Even in the 60s and early 70s, the players they'd be going for a drink in the local pubs after the match. That never happened today.
No.
It was a completely different mindset. They were one of the lads
get escorted home.
Yeah.
If
Here
you
was one of the reasons why Dele Alli kept turning up. Apparently, Dele Alli got up the nose of the Everton players in the short time that he was there or is there. He turned up for training every morning in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I know.
You don't do that. It's a bit flashy.
It is.
Yes,
I don't know if you know, Fulham were knocked out tonight by Crawley.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it was 1-0 at half time.
Yeah.
And I saw Wolves got a penalty.
They must have
against
played their second string team.
Yeah, they did. Wolves got a
played
penalty
their first
against
team.
Preston. Wolves are winning 2-0 and they got a penalty. It was a back pass. It was that young Korean fella, that took a Hwang Ding Dong, whatever you call it. The goalie had time to make a cup of tea before it reached him. It was the worst penalty I've ever seen in my life now.
Did Troy Parrott play in that one?
He was on the bench. I don't think he came on tonight. It was
that's a shame.
Team.
I love watching these old matches. I really do.
Yeah.
For me, it must bring back memories for you two, but for me, it's
just something. The good thing about watching these matches, you can pick which ones you watch, and you know the results. You invariably watch matches that we won. So
you know what I miss as well? The goalie actually picking it up and kicking it out.
Right.
I love that. Because you don't know where it's going to land, and it'll bounce off of the striker's head, and then you'll be through. If the striker was good with his head, he could lay it off. But
it was only 10 years before that the goalkeepers could be barged into the net.
Yeah,
goalies were fair game in the 60s.
Yeah,
I remember one time here. I think it was in the first season Spurs won the European Cup. They played out in Poland, I think, and got beaten 2 or 3-0. And Bobby Smith got particularly abuse from the centre back, got kicked around the place, But Bobby Smith went up to him at the end of the match and none of the Polish boys had English. So he wagged his finger over the Polish guy. He says, Londres, Londres, you'll get yours in Londres. London meaning London, you know. Spurs won the second leg 8-1. He scared the living
Wow.
daylights.
I love your old stories, Philip. They're
here.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're all part of it.
Because you're a little bit older than us, you've got better
I'm
memories
only a
of
bit now, but I'm
the
only a bit.
60s.
But I've always listened to. I love folklore and I love history is my
Yeah,
thing. So I'm not
it's your
just Spurs,
thing. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I pick up these stories and I seem to remember them. You know.
I mean, Philip will know this, but today in Ireland is an anniversary of one of our 1916 veterans, and the man Mick Collins was his 100th
Okay.
anniversary of being assassinated today.
It was actually yesterday, but it's close enough.
Yeah,
He was.
I'm reading about him.
You see the film that Liam Neeson starred in, the Michael Collins film made in 1996. Brilliant film. He is.
I love that actor as well, Liam Neeson.
I'm actually related to him. Down through my family tree on my dad's side, I'm related to Mick Collins.
Hook me up.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
He's a very handsome man as well.
I'm very proud of being related to Mick Collins, I have to say.
Very good. Yeah, he was. I'd tell you, if he'd lived, he would have been one of the great statesmen. Really would have been.
Without going political or anything, Philip, I always say that Ireland would be probably a different place if he was alive. And
it would have been, yeah. It's hard to know. Like, things were grim enough in those days, but I think he would have been forthright to make it a better country to live in. You know.
Yeah.
But he never got the chance, unfortunately.
No, he didn't. It comes. I love that Spurs kit. I had that Spurs kit. I bought it as a retro. I loved it. It was just
blue, yeah.
You see Chivers there. He weren't having any of it because Alan Gilzine lost the ball and he thought, right, I'm going to win it back. He did a bit like Bentancur against Havertz, but
Here's
the
a
referee
question for
gave a
you
foul
two.
on that one.
What was the number Jimmy Greaves wore in the later on in his Tottenham career?
Number 8.
Ellie?
Number 8?
Yeah, Philip, spot on.
Yeah.
He wore number 10 when he
started.
Steve
Perriman's number, and then Steve Perriman went to number 6. Is that right?
Yeah, Steve went to right back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
In the Keith Birkinshaw.
See, in those days, there wasn't squad numbers. It was 1 to 11. You got whatever your position was in the team.
Yeah, but later on in his career, he played sweeper role. I remember that. He used to play him as a sweeper rather than a right back, because that right back you needed legs, and his legs were going a bit, and they didn't want to lose him, so they switched him to sweeper.
Yeah, the attendance for that game today we're watching was actually 100,000.
Yeah, that's right. That's what Wembley used to hold.
Brilliant! Yeah. I love it when it's all standing.
Oh, look at this.
Look at Martin Chivers. What a great player.
Oh. We haven't played well. We really haven't.
We haven't put a lot of passes together, but they're trying. You can see they're trying. They're trying to penetrate the defence.
I love our fans. There wasn't like, come on, you Spurs, or Spurs won the win. It was all like Tottenham and clapping their hands. It was really 1960s, 70s chanted.
You know, do you remember you used to go to the games in the 60s with the rattles, the wooden rattles?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even get them past security now.
No. And I tell you, every fan, and Philip and Nelly would back me up with this, every fan sung You Never Walk Alone. It wasn't just a Liverpool song, it was actually sung everywhere.
Yeah, Liverpool took it on then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what made Liverpool took it on because the pacemakers that sang it revived it, and they were from Liverpool, so that kind of became their anthem.
He really is the baby-faced assassin, isn't he?
Yeah, he was so cute, and you think, oh, he's going to be a sweetheart on the pitch, and he's not.
That I tell you, Steve Perriman was hard as.
Oh, jeez, that was a bit of indecision.
Look at them all arguing with each other.
And look, because that's what they used to do. They used to have a go at each other.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Van Dijk.
What are you doing?
Milner last night.
It was. It was one of them was having to go at the defender, the other one's having to go at the right back, and then one was having to go at Pat Jennings.
See, Mullery was doing a Hoybier there,
Yeah.
like pointing. What are you doing? Go there, stupid git.
Alan Mullery was a decent player, I tell you that.
He was.
He was a very good passer of the ball as well.
Did he play for QPR as well, if I'm right?
No, Fulham.
He played for Fulham.
Fulham, that was it. I think
Yeah.
he
Fulham
played.
Brighton.
What was it? Was
Yeah.
it who played George Best and
Yeah, George
What's
Best and Rodney Marsh.
Rodney Marsh played for Fulham, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
They were like
George
Mavericks,
Best,
weren't they?
George Best went to Fulham after his United days, I think.
Yeah.
His best
Do you
days
know
would
one
be.
player?
Oh, yes.
Well
Oh,
done, Steve.
right.
Well done. One player I used to like watching in the 70s was Frank Worthington.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
thought
know.
he was
Yeah.
fabulous.
And a
He
lot
was
of
a ladies' man.
Yeah.
He
Pat
was.
Jennings got in
Yeah,
there.
you could tell.
Yeah.
Did you
I
ever
never
go
got
to
with
a
him,
Wembley?
boys.
Did you ever go to a Wembley de Perrier?
I was at Wembley
Did
at
I-
the 1982 Charity Shield.
Mm.
And we
I
lost.
went to the 73 final with my dad. I never went to this one, but I was at the 73 one. And I was at the 1967 Chelsea one, but I was only 5. So if you know what I mean, I wouldn't be remembering much. But I just remember, I remember the crowd being noisy.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the 81 Cup final, same as you, Ellie, noise. But I used to, as I got older and we went to old Wembley, I used to love old Wembley. It was the Twin Towers for me. You knew you made it when you saw the Twin Towers. And I think old New Wembley has missed the trick. I think it's a shame they couldn't have incorporated the Twin Towers with New Wembley.
Yeah.
In some shape or form.
The last time I was in Wembley was at a Tina Turner concert in 1999.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
God. And that
I saw
woman
Michael Jackson there once.
I actually saw Live Aid there once. I saw George Michael and David Bowie there.
Now you're talking.
And David Bowie,
He's a good Greek boy.
I'm a massive Bowie fan. I always have been, always will be. And I remember walking out with a joint in one hand and there's something else in the other. And I thought, that's just David Bowie.
Yeah.
And the first song he sung was Live from Mars. And it was done, the fella played it on piano. And it was the most beautiful version. But it was just, Robbie Williams was on at the end doing his Let Me Entertain You, which Robbie Williams live, I would recommend to anyone because he's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and you know, just when you're talking about Live Aid there, do you know the song that started off Live Aid? The one that Status Quo claimed they wrote?
Oh,
Rockin'
All Over the World.
That is not a Status Quo song. That does my head in. That song was written by my musical idol, a guy called John Fogerty, who is the lead singer with Creedence Clearwater Revival. No, he is Irish. Yeah, he's married San Francisco. But you ever hear the band, the Clearwater Revival, the Proud Mary and Moonrising? He wrote that song as a solo artist. Status Quo took it up, and they don't deny it when they don't sort of correct anybody when they say, "Oh, that's a great song." You go, "Oh yeah, it is." They didn't write it at all. All they did do is made a fortune for a man in royalties.
He did. That's like their anthem, isn't it?
For me, Live Aid was called David Bowie, but Queen. Queen was Live Aid.
Oh, Queen was Live Aid, absolutely.
Great save, Jennings.
Freddie Mercury Queen set was probably the best you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, it was.
And it's Freddie Mercury at his best.
Yeah. And who was it? Phil Collins actually played in London. They got on Concorde and flew over to Philadelphia and played over there.
Yeah.
He did. I have to say, I've seen clips of the Elvis film. I've heard so many good things about it. I would recommend anyone go and see it.
I've actually I'm going to watch it now over the weekend. I've got a copy of it. So
apparently your man, and I watched a bit on YouTube last night. He really is the nearest thing to Elvis live.
Yeah.
Than I've seen anyone act as him. Better than Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
So.
As well, you know.
An interesting thing about David Bowie, I believe he was married to a Cypriot lady, or a lady who was born in Cyprus. She might not have been Greek herself, but I can't remember. But he said that he used to go out, and because he was so recognisable, he used to wear a trilby hat and carry a Greek newspaper. I read that and it made me laugh because, like, being from a Greek Cypriot family, you sort of pick up on things that relate to your life as well.
I forgot to actually check what was the biggest hit in '71. I was actually going to do that as well because I usually
Oh,
look
yeah.
that up. But for me, I mean,
When
football
did
and music.
ABBA won
Football
the
and
Eurovision then, didn't
Yeah.
they? In
1974. 1974.
Oh, was it 74? Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around there.
Football and music has always been intertwined somewhere along the line. I mean, I remember watching Match of the '70s. Dennis Waterman did it, and for me, that's a bit. You had the whole '70s from '70 to '79, the music and just the football. '70s football for me was probably the best decade of football you'll ever likely to see.
Yeah. When Liverpool took over as well, bloody hell, with Alan Hansen.
You had John Motson, Barry Davis,
Kenny Dalglish. Oh, the commentators.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They were fantastic commentators. But
Yeah,
I used to love Barry Davis because he was a Spurs fan as well.
He was,
wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah. The big
You know
Spurs
the problem
fan.
in the ITV
Can I
region.
just hang on for the guys? Like Shamu, big up Shamu says, jealous you guys got to witness the disco era. I didn't, Shamu. These two are probably did. I did.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say that, you know the way ITV used to have the match on the big match. It was a big match in London, and it was some other title in the Midlands, something else up the north. So if you were living in Birmingham like we were, all you got were Villa, West Brom, Wolves, Birmingham. You never got to see Spurs on a Sunday afternoon unless they were playing in the Midlands. BBC had a good chance of seeing them.
Bring that comment up that Shamu made.
I was just going to bring it up.
Funny.
They should have done a film on Little Richard being black and grey in the 1950s, playing rock and roll music in southern USA.
Oh no!
And he ended up as a preacher. Oh, there's the goal!
Yeah,
Martin Shippers.
There we
It's
go.
been quite a scrappy match so far,
it
hasn't
has
it?
Actually.
Look at the Spurs fans.
How are you?
Brilliant.
Hi, Mark.
Brilliant. Look at that.
Good evening. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Hello, Mark.
Very well.
You just turned up and Tottenham scored. I mean,
Well,
look at this for a bit of skill.
Brought us luck.
Martin Shivers was a very skillful
player. The goalie
player.
spilled it. Yeah, he anticipated that well. All he had to do, stay calm, put it in the back of the net.
70 minutes.
Yeah.
Put it in the oven.
I'll tell you one thing. You look back at the 50s, and it's been said to me that I think it was Little Richie, or he was the proper king of rock and roll, not Elvis. Back, and I think that's true.
Yeah.
There's a guy. Honestly, there's a guy who lives near me, 2 doors away from me, and he's a big rock and roll artist, but he was always in the background. And he said there was a white guy, I can't remember his name though, but there was a white guy before Little Richard who Little Richard copied.
Yeah.
But I can't remember his name, but he was way before Little Richard, and they ripped him off really.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
Shamu said Harry Winks would have missed that. And
he would have.
Robert Johnson, the true king of rock and roll.
Yeah, Robert Johnson. He was a blues artist back in the 30s.
Yeah.
I'll give you another quick. This is how that guy I mentioned a minute ago, John Fogarty. About 20 years ago, he went down and paid for Robert Johnson's grave to be restored. Because apparently he was
really good.
Unmarked
plot. So good of him.
Got him put a headstone up, and that's because he recognised without him there might have been no rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Right, Mark. What do you remember of this match, if any?
Dermot, I was about 5 months old.
Yeah,
right. So you were in your pram with your Tottenham rattle, raving it then, basically.
Yeah.
This is 1971, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this the League Cup? The League Cup final?
It
League
is.
Cup final, yeah. 1971 versus Villa.
If it was February, I'd have been 5 months old.
5 months, yeah. You're still a Spurs fan. You're a Spurs fan from day one.
Yes.
You probably were wearing a Spurs bib or something.
Who was your favourite 70s player, Mark?
Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Because people forget that he's had his debut in 74. He was only 17, I believe.
Here's a question for all of you.
Oh,
Shivers.
Oh, here we go.
Brilliant.
For me, that was probably Martin Shivers.
Shivers.
Why he was so good.
oh, look at the
Look at
strength
that
and
for a
holding
bit.
Look at
on.
that. Look at that skill. Trapping
Yeah.
it deft,
Yeah.
and then having the audacity to just flick it round. Like this is in slow mo, but I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. And
Yeah.
with his other foot as well, with his weaker
Yeah.
foot. That's a
And
sign of a true
him and Bill
striker.
Nick didn't get on very well, did they?
No, apparently not.
No.
I think Bill Nicholson was a disciplinarian. Some players didn't take to that, did they?
Well, you see, you had
No.
Bill Nicholson the same mould as Bill Shankly and Matt Busby, weren't they? They were all around from that same era.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got this one for you. Look at the Spurs
Look
fans.
at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Wouldn't you love to be in the middle of that?
Oh my God. My brothers would have been in there.
This
Not all
one's
of them,
for,
but a
for
lot
you,
of them
Phil.
went.
Sister Rossett thought that.
Rosetta.
Tharp,
Yeah, is the I like.
I looked that up.
originator of rock and roll.
That's not a name I'm familiar with now. I know a fair bit about music.
Ah,
Well,
Let's see,
big up Edem. Big
I'll
up.
just bring
Thank
it
you.
up
It's
here.
not a
It's
name.
actually
Not a name we've seen in the thing. So big up, sir. And Shamu says,
I'll have to look her up.
jams on when I'm in Ireland, Philip. Dual drummers.
Oh, absolutely. Make lots of
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
Philip,
we've got-
my husband is a drummer as well.
Oh, very
And
good.
he was in a heavy metal band.
Oh,
And-
right. No, I never played the heavy metal. I've played most
I don't
styles.
know.
I don't know how the hell we've got onto this, but somehow we've started the conversation in the chat, right? And the keep come up with the. I leave this for you and Ellie to sort
It's-
out because I'm
yeah.
not going there. Hi guys, for
Little
the
Richard was
record, Little Richard was
bisexual.
bisexual, hence the
Hence
song.
song
I never knew that.
23.
I never knew that.
The Richard,
So-
oh yeah, he was. But the ironic thing is, he became a Baptist preacher in the
He
Deep
did.
South, which wouldn't exactly be
Yeah.
the most welcoming place for people that weren't of the straight variety, you know.
No.
Yeah.
See, Mark,
In
you
those
come on,
days
you come onto
especially.
this show late from work and you learn stuff.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. We know
This has turned
Rosetta
into,
Tharp now.
oh, good
Oh,
save
that
what
was
by
a good
Pat
shot.
Jennings.
What a great save by Jennings.
Shamu
Look,
says I played
Phil
the drums
Bill.
in an '80s thrash band. A bit of
Jeez.
what's that?
Megadeth.
Yeah.
Megadeth Slayer.
Yeah.
Death speed we playing at. That's the 90 mile an hour drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband's band, they had an original name, the Headbangers.
Good name, actually.
Mark, I mean Spurs first trophy of the new decade, 71. I was talking to the guys about the 61 side. I mean, this season we finished third in the league, won the League Cup.
Yeah.
Do you look back on this as the beginning of the end of an era for Tottenham with Bill Nick, another few seasons he begun? Do you
Yeah.
think this was the start of the end for Bill Nick, the last hurrah, you could say,
Yeah.
the last big thing for Bill Nick? Or do you think
Yeah.
if he had stayed in charge, he would have taken us on further? I know we had our problems, but
Yeah. I'm not really sure because obviously I was very young. But like, it's like you said, it does seem like the end of the era. But, you know, I mean, the team was sort of falling to bits anyway, wasn't it? I'm not really sure, to be honest, because I know it's.
He rebuilt the double side to make it reasonably successful, which a lot of players that were coming, like Alan Gilzean was coming to the end of his career. Mike
Yeah.
England was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
They were an aging team.
Yeah.
And there wasn't
Yeah.
the youth. Okay, there was the youth coming through.
Look at
like
Martin Shivers. He's fabulous, isn't he? What a great player.
Oh boy.
I mean,
Well,
what about this, guys? Shamu says coming out to the stadium too bad to the bone would be great.
Yeah. Bad
Yeah.
bone. Bad
Yeah.
bone.
For me, Thunderstruck by AC/DC, that does sound like Tottenham.
Yeah.
When
Well,
you
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think McNamara's band is suitable for the present day climate now somehow.
No. But
No.
it's still played though, isn't it? The
Still
stadium?
do, yeah, still do. Like, you want a bit of something, a bit of something that gets the crowd going, you know.
Well, I remember went to one match, and it was before, I think we were playing Leeds. And all I remember is the wonder of you by Elvis coming on just before the match. Oh, you can't help falling in love with you. And I'm thinking, really? Seriously? You want something to get you pumping, and you got that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
Yeah,
where's a bit
it's like when they played Barry Manilow.
Famous quote song.
God,
I'd love them to play at Arsenal on the last day of the season.
Yeah.
It's called Down, Down.
Yeah.
Down, 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 down. They should play that at Everton because they're going to go down, I reckon.
Yeah, I think
And West
I don't
Ham.
think they're going to
oh,
survive
that's
this
it.
year.
It's all over. We won.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's
come
the-
on.
There's
I
the
don't
mighty
forget the
Bill.
seed to pick up there.
Go on, Bill.
Was that the same trainer that was part of Keith
Eddie
Birkinshaw's
Bailey.
back? Yeah.
Eddie Bailey, I think. Let's see now.
Did any of you guys ever get to shake Bill Nicholson's hand?
No.
No.
I did. I did once outside
What a
the
lovely
Spurs
picture.
ground.
I hope you didn't wash your hands for a week.
He was
That's
such a cute man. He was a very cute man. He had the rugged face, but he had dimples. Very beautiful
And here's
smile on
Alan
him as
Mullery.
well.
This is what we all love to see this season now.
Yeah,
Look at
Alan
that.
Mullery, come
Just
on,
look at
boy.
that.
Come
Lift
on.
up the cup.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. And that's the end of that game. It worked apart from one glitch at the beginning. And that
They
was
were
the
so
start
slim.
that was the start of Steve Perriman's. I love that. Congratulations to all Tottenham players.
To all
and
the
Bill
Tottenham
Nicholson.
players and Bill
Well done.
Nicholson. Well done.
And there's the Villa players getting up there.
Yeah.
There's
They had a
Spurs
really
fans.
great player called Brian Little, Aston Villa.
Right. Right.
He was a
He
manager,
was a
wasn't
bit,
Yeah, he
he's
managed
such a
to-
brilliant player.
I love the
And the
medals
Nottingham
then.
Forest teams were good.
And to the gallant losers.
Losers, Aston Villa. Ah, that's so good.
Well, that's the end of that. We've actually got some. I've actually done some research for that season, and maybe Philip can fill in the blanks for us. Our League Cup winning run actually started against away to Swansea City back in September, and them days we started in the second round, and then we played Sheffield United in the fourth round. For some reason, I couldn't find the third round for Spurs, or maybe I've just typed it up
I'm
wrong.
sure I went to that game.
And then we were home to West
My dad
Bromwich
took me.
Albion, won that 5-1.
Yeah.
Then beat Coventry.
Brilliant.
Well, Coventry were not a bad side.
All
back
Midland
in the-
teams.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, home matches as well.
Beating
We're
all
drawing-
Midland teams.
And then we actually away to Bristol
Right.
City, down your neck of the woods,
Bristol
Mark.
City 1-0.
Yes.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the one that surprised me. We played the day before Christmas Eve.
Jeez.
Bloody hell.
Now, could you imagine that
Very
today?
surprising.
Yeah.
I know.
And then that was the side who
They
won
play
the
Boxing
FA.
Day. That's all they do, don't
Yeah.
they? Boxing Day. That's
And
traditional.
of course, the FA Cup with us is very special. We started with a 4-1 win against Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then we went to Carlisle United, won there 3-2.
That's a long way
Then
to
we
go.
beat our Nottingham Forest in the fifth round 2-1. And then
Yeah.
we played the Liverpool side, drew 0-0 away at them away at Anfield, and then we lost 1-0.
Yeah. That was the time we never ever won at Anfield. We went 65 years without winning at Anfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And then
it was more than that. I think
Bloody
from the
It
hell.
was more. It was something like 70.
So
wasn't it?
bad.
the
Because-
Titanic sang. 1912 was the last time we won.
Yeah.
Until 1980.
It's sick of
The-
playing Liverpool, isn't it?
The
It's like
headline in
playing
the
Chelsea.
paper. The headline in the paper when we won was Titanic Tottenham. Because
Yeah.
the last time we won, the Titanic was still sailing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And
Oh my God.
we're also in a trophy called the Texas Cup. Now, as I said earlier, this stumped me. It stumped even Philip, which shocks me. It didn't stomp Ellie. I don't know if
No, I
Philip,
remember
if
it,
Mark,
'cause we
if
had the
Mark remembers
Texaco-
the Texaco
We had
Cup.
the Texaco coins, and you had all the players' heads on them.
Did they do
Ah.
that for the 86 World Cup?
I'm not sure, but I just remember the Texaco coins. I think they started it in the 70s.
Yeah. We started with a 4-0 win over the Dunfermline Athletic. and then we beat them. Then we went away 1-3-0, and then we beat Motherwell 3-2 at home, and then Tottenham being Tottenham, we drew. We lost 3-1 away in Scotland, and
Mighty
then
Motherwell.
Martin Shivers was a leading scorer that year. 21 goals, 1 in the FA Cup, 7 in the League Cup, 5 in the Texaco Cup, 34 goals he scored that year. So that was
brilliant.
That was the year, guys. I mean, I'll start with you, Mark, because you just joined. Best memories for Spurs in the 70s. If you were to look back and wish I was at that game. I wish I was old enough to remember that.
The season we went down, I can remember they beat Bristol Rovers 9-0.
Yeah.
I think Colin Lee got 4 or 5.
Lee got 4. And
I think he scored 4 goals. That was his debut, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ian Moore's got.
I'm sure that was his debut. Second division.
Yeah. October 1977.
Yeah.
We beat Bristol Rovers. I couldn't wait to watch it on Match of the Day.
And then we come back up that year, and the first game was away at Anfield, and we lost 7-0.
No, it wasn't. We lost 7-0, Mark. It wasn't the first game.
Oh, it wasn't.
It wasn't the first game. It was the.
And the only reason I remember that, was my wife's best friend was getting married that day, and we were at the wedding, and I kept getting these score flashes coming in, and I'm next door to a Chelsea fan and a Liverpool fan, so I got some stick that day. But it was sometime in September, so it was third or fourth.
You would have been second or third game.
I mean, I love Mark's reaction to that.
We lost to Aston Villa as well, didn't we? 4-1.
I love Mark's reaction, Ellie and Philip. It's like, we got up, and then we lost 7-0.
Yeah.
It was like high 1 minute. He's like,
well, you got to remember as well. I would have been at junior school, and everyone at my school was Liverpool fans because they were winning everything. I was about the only Tottenham fan.
Yeah,
I was born in Tottenham, so we were all Spurs fans.
We've got a Jimmy Hill actually interviewing Martin Shivers. I mean, Jimmy Hill in the 70s, he was 70s TV, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Philip, this week we are going to do the Champions League draw. It is coming around. I've got our pot here. We're in pot 2.
Yeah.
We're in with Chelsea. We're in with Liverpool, Chelsea, Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Seville, RB,
Leipzig.
Sorry, thank you, and Tottenham.
It's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
It's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
We're avoiding Juventus.
I like it when it's tough.
Anyway.
Yeah. But this is pot 1. I mean, this is pot 1. I mean, Real
so we're going to get one of them.
Yeah, we will. Out of that actually group, who would you wouldn't mind getting?
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Can't get Man City because
Paris Saint-Germain.
Ajax.
No, we can't get Man City.
I don't mind Man City either.
No, we can't get them.
We can, because they're in pot 1 for winning the Europa.
Yeah.
Porto or Ajax, because we can't get Man City.
Is that who's the bottom team? I can't quite see it.
Ajax.
Yeah, I don't
I'll tell you, I don't want
them.
any of them except Eintracht Frankfurt, to be honest. Porto, maybe.
Porto.
We don't want Bayern Munich.
Porto, a decent side.
I want to miss PSG, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, and Frankfurt. So I don't mind getting.
I was going to say, did Porto win their league last season? They won the league, didn't they? Yeah, they don't have much competition, only Sporting and Benfica, really.
Big up John Fitzpatrick, the Irish brother.
Yes, John's in the house.
Philip, same question to you. 70s, Spurs, Bill Nick, Terry Neal, Keith Birkinshaw. The end of one era, the start of another, with Glenn Hoddle making his debut away to Stoke, I think, in the 70s.
He scored.
Any memorable time for you in the 70s, and any standout moment that you think, wow, I wish I could go back to be there now?
Is that me or Ellie?
No, you and then Ellie.
Well, let's see. I suppose I was at one of the games when we were in the second division, I got to the last home game of the season. Actually, it was against Hull on a Tuesday night. It was a Tuesday night before the Southampton game that we scratched a 0-0 draw. Had to go up. But I remember being at that whole game, and the tension was something rotten that night, because if we hadn't won that game, we would have had another season in the second division.
Yeah.
We blew away that league at the start, but towards the end, there's some horrendous results. So
Yeah, we did.
We got to go, and to be honest, we won that match with a goal that should have been disallowed and would have been disallowed in the present day. Blatant push on the goalkeeper, but we got away with it, And Steve Perryman did the push, and Chris Jones scored the goal. But that was a memorable thing to be at, and I would love to have been there for the second leg of the UEFA Cup final in '72 against Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a good one, But the thing is, we made some mistakes in the '70s. Bill Nicholson was treated a abominably. We brought in Terry Neal, who we should never have ever gone near in a million years. Now, and the one thing I give credit for is when Keith Birkinshaw came in and we got relegated, they could have easily sacked him, but they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't.
And that
They
gave us
stuck by him, didn't they?
success. And only for Keith Birkinshaw, we wouldn't have Ozzy Ardiles or Ricky Beale.
Is there any truth to it that it was the players that kept him in his job? Because that was the rumour that was actually going around.
Quite possibly, Quite possibly. Oh no, I haven't heard that. Quite possible. Because let's face it. Back in those days, there wasn't the same trigger-happy chairman of sacking managers as become more the norm now. You tended to hang on to your manager a wee bit more. There's a wee bit more loyalty. But the biggest mistake we made there was not taking Bill Nicholson's advice and bringing in Danny Batchfire instead of Terry Neal. It'd be like Spurs bringing in Lego Man to manage him after Conte goes.
And you, Ellie, if you could go back to any time in the 70s after what we watched, I'll give you my thought in a minute, but where would you go? Where would you like to go back? And if you had the time machine and say, right, I'm going to go back to that point in the 70s where it was the best day to be a Spurs fan, where would it be?
I really liked it when we were in the second division. I know a lot of fans obviously were thinking of coming up, so was I, but I really liked it because the teams that we played were a lot different from what we were playing before, and it was very exciting. And I remember we played Bolton, and I think we needed to win. I think Peter Reid was playing for them at the time. We needed to win. It was quite near. I think it was quite near the end of the season. I think it was about the 4th or 5th away. If I can remember, because I was only young as well. So I remember playing for Spurs ladies as well. But I just remember the second division being such exciting games, mud-filled pitches and the ball getting stuck and it's like gun-ho football. I like that sort of exciting football, And we had some really good players, and I wasn't surprised that we came up. If we didn't come up, it would have been a tragedy, because that led to better things a few seasons on. And then when we came up, it was like a bit of a shocker when we got Ozzy and Ricky. I think that was the most brilliant moment of my life.
Yeah.
When I heard that we signed Ozzy and Ricky, I was like jumping for joy, and I thought we're going to win everything now, as you do as a Spurs fan. No one's going to touch us.
Took us a few years.
It did. It took us 3 seasons really. Yeah.
With a bit of news today going around, Anthony Gordon. Apparently he's now going around to be 60 million euros. Or
Crazy
£60 million. Philip, I'll start with you because I know you've got to head off soon because you've got an early start in the morning.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Anthony Gordon, if he was going for 25, 30 million, possibly. Only after by a centre. 60 million. If Chelsea pay 60 million for him, they're absolutely desperate.
Yeah.
They really are.
He's not worth it.
Everton must need the money quite desperately.
Well, apparently they do, but
they're going to use him as a squad player, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not going to use him as a first teamer.
No,
No,
that's true. Um,
No.
and you, Mark, I'll leave the transfer side of it for you. I'll go back to the 70s, 80s football for you. Tottenham over the years have always turned out great sides. The Bill Nix sides of the 60s and 70s, Keith Birkinshaw sides of the 80s. Do you think now we're on the cusp of another Bill Nixon type era? Do you think we're on the cusp of a wave now with Conte?
In my mind, it's always going to be more difficult because you've got the big money teams. You got your Man Cities. Well, although Liverpool, I say Liverpool, but they haven't really got not mega rich owners. But you got Newcastle sneaking up there now. You know, it's going to be more difficult these days to have the success that we had, like in the past, because you know it's the same teams that win everything now. Sean Butler has got a good stat about that. I have so many. It's something like 85% of the trophies have been won by the same 4 teams or 5 teams.
Yeah, it's true.
For like years on end.
Yeah.
And it's time FIFA or the UEFA flex their muscles on the financial fair play thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Joke what they're doing, the way they let Man City up. Did you hear Arsenal or have had their collar felt on that one as well? They may be involved.
There's a bit of an investigation going on, I think, into them.
Yeah.
Go on,
So
Ellie.
they get relegated.
You've been
Ozzy's going to Wembley. His knees have gone all trembly. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs are on their way to Wembley. Tottenham's going to do it again. They can't stop them, the boys from Tottenham, the boys from White Hart Lane. Oi!
I will sing that live on air if we ever reach a cup final. I promise you.
Do you know what it is?
It's the best cup final song, though. It really is.
It
really
no,
is.
I actually think Tottenham is the following year. I think that's a better song.
Yeah.
And then you had Hot Shot Tottenham.
Yeah. I remember that.
And then you got the year that the best song I think I've ever heard is we got the Wembley because we beat the Arsenal by Chas and Dave. I think they wrote that very quickly after we beat them. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, big up, Tom. Listen in the chat. Any other Spurs songs you want Ellie to sing for you tonight? She will sing for you.
Yeah, I like that one that goes ole 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 ole. It's easy. You don't have to be a genius to remember the words.
We're all part of Jackie's army.
Yeah. I tell you, I remember listening to that song. I was at school, and I remember going to school with me Irish. They had this sort of an American type Ireland shirt with Italian 90 written on it, and the Irish badge in the middle of it, right? And I remember loving that song. We're all part of Jackie. We're at the game with you and Dave and Ollie when we went to play Ukraine, and they actually played that before the game. And I still felt that tingle with that song. You can't help but sing along to that song. You really can't.
Do you know what song I used to love singing? There's 2 songs. The Hoddle one, Hoddle, Hoddle. Ball is the king of White Hart Lane. And that one that went, oh, Ledley, he's only got one knee. He's better than John Terry. I used to love singing that.
Oh, Lord. And Ellie's next hit is going to be Spandau Ballet Gold.
Yeah, maybe I could have my own show just singing Spurs songs.
Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hit the sax.
We'll have Philip on drums.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Mark Cousins on guitar and Dermot on the ivories.
Mark's a bit like Brian May. He could wear a big wig on his hair. Know? I could be that fellow.
He'd have to put a big wig. I could borrow him some of my hair if you want.
That's it. I'll be on the bass, and then there's Ellie as Freddie Mercury. Stomping around the stage. You got the hair for it.
He's from more or less the same area as my mum and dad, Freddie Mercury. Iran's not that far from Cyprus. Just
Right,
underneath
Philip,
it.
you've got to pop off, you said?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's
Yes,
just that the
Philip,
other
you've
side of the
got to
sleep.
get your beauty sleep.
Oh God, we all long gone past that. But anyway, well, listen, lads, I really enjoyed that show, and plenty more to
Brilliant.
come. I'm sure.
Thank you for your brilliant stories, Philip.
And
Yeah.
No
Philip,
problem.
thank you for everything you've done from the channel when it started, and also coming aboard. I really appreciate everything you do.
No, you're welcome. I'm really enjoying it. So listen, we'll see you soon, and come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs.
Yes,
See you later.
come on, you
See ya.
Spurs.
Bye.
See, and there goes. There is the Godfather. He really is
He's
the
brilliant.
Godfather. You do what he says. If you don't, he'll get you to watch Sky Sports. I will mention Sky Sports one night when he's here. See what happens. Mark, Super Tottenham, always been known Super Spurs, won the first non-league to win the trophy. Do you know, we go on this channel, we try to go through the history of Spurs. You know, should we be proud of our history? Should we be proud of what we've achieved in the past? And should today's fans take more notice of what we achieved in the past?
Of course they should.
I'm talking about the younger fans now who only know, the last, say, younger fans who know just think Messi's the greatest player in the world and Ronaldo and FIFA. Should they be taught by their parents or their grandparents about our illustrious history where we were the kings of English football?
Yeah, of course it is part of the history.
Mm.
I mean, as we mentioned the other night when we did the Gary show, like when we won it in 91, we had the record.
Yeah.
All right, we ain't won it since.
We did.
But we ain't won it since. It's like 31 years ago. And it's long overdue.
Yeah.
I know.
You know?
It's just a crying shame, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah.
It's like, it breaks your heart that we haven't achieved what we used to achieve.
Yeah. Well,
You
you
know,
got to remember,
we've been close.
Like 1981, I'd have been 11, 82, 12, 84, 14. You know, and there was a space of like 3 or 4 years there where we won 3 trophies.
Yeah. Then you've got upstarts like Man City, who've just like roller coasted everybody because of all that money they've got, and they just buy all the players, you know. And I mean, they've got a fantastic manager as well, brilliant coach.
Yeah,
He's got
but
a brilliant footballing brain.
It's only that got him. You know,
it's the money that's got him, I know.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame that we've fallen behind these teams. Manchester City, who were they? They were just a quiet neighbour of Man United when Man United was storming it.
Who went down to Division 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have a little bit of a history, and they have had some fantastic players, Man City, down the years, but they never won much up until they've like roller coasted everybody, haven't they?
Yeah.
Was it Allison used to play for them? I forget.
I mean,
who's the manager for that?
They had Brian Kidd. They had
who's the manager for them?
Colin Bell.
Who was the manager for Man City at that time? Big flying boring man. Always had the big cigar.
Is it Mike Allison? Is it Allison? Something like that, isn't it?
Allison, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the one with the trilby hat and the cigar.
Yeah. What are you thinking of that? I've actually found the biggest hits in 1971, which we might as well do because we have
might as well sing them then.
Oh God! Right, okay.
No, I'm not. I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
No, you can do, Ellie. You've got a good voice. Right, these are the biggest top 100 hits of 71. The year Spurs won the League Cup by beating Aston Villa.
Joy to the World.
Joy to the World. 3 Dog Night, Maggie May.
Oh, Maggie.
Oh, Maggie May by Rod Stewart.
Yeah, must be.
Yeah.
Find a reason to believe Rod Stewart. It's too late. I feel the earth move. Carol King, One Bad Apple.
Bloody hell.
not really songs I would recognise, but
No, Maggie May was
Some
a
of
big
them.
hit though, but for Rod
yeah.
Stewart.
yeah, Maggie May
Yeah.
was a big hit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Big up Andrew Gregory. Thank you. It says
Yes.
Joe
Hello, Andrew.
Joe Merce was manager. Malcolm Allison. That was
Yeah,
it.
that's
Malcolm
the one.
Allison.
Yeah.
I just couldn't think
Yeah.
of his first name. I knew it was Allison.
He always had this big cigar, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, big cigar and a trilby hat.
Yeah.
yeah.
He managed Crystal Palace, didn't he, for a
And
while after Venables left?
sheepskin.
Yeah.
He used to
Yeah.
wear sheepskin coats, didn't he? Long sheepskin
Who
coats.
was the manager of Man United at the time? He had an affair with the assistant trainer or something.
Was it
This was back in.
hold on.
Ryan Giggs.
There's
Oh.
Tommy Doherty.
That's
isn't
him.
there?
That's it.
Tommy Doherty,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tom Dock. He had an affair with the trainer's wife at Man United.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah,
he kept
yeah, he
it
was a
quiet
bit of
for,
a naughty boy,
for a
weren't
good
he?
year. And then it came out. The only reason they sacked him, because Man United were doing quite well, I think, in that time
Yeah.
in the 70s, was
Yeah, they
because he had
were.
an affair with your man's wife. And it was either the
Yeah.
trainer goes or the manager goes. Matt Busby, I'm
Yeah.
a Catholic, the manager goes.
Yeah.
It shows how much run Matt Busby had over Man United then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
He's a fantastic manager as well.
Who, Matt Busby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You look back to his. I mean, like I said, I love watching Match of the 70s. Dennis Waltman. Don't know if you watched them, Mark. When
No.
they had the music and the football. Oh, you should find it on YouTube. Match of the 70s. They're brilliant. The punch ups I had on the fields, the tackles that went on. Honest to God, it was just brilliant. Here we go. And Andrew Gregory again, big up Andrew. He said it was Tom Doherty and Mary Brown.
And Mary Brown, that's it.
They actually got married, them two, actually. They
Yeah,
were
they
married
did.
for over 40 or 50 years, actually, after that.
I looked that up when that came up on the documentary. I looked it up, Mary Brown. But the one manager that I used to love, obviously apart from Bill Nicholson and Keith Birkinshaw, was Bill Shankly at Liverpool.
yeah,
Because he had that Scottish accent. You couldn't understand him a lot of the time, but he was so charismatic and so straight talking, like Bill Nicholson was.
Yeah.
He don't take no prisoners.
No.
That's that Liverpool team. He had them drilled to the penny. They knew their jobs, everybody.
Yeah.
And in the 70s, they were the best team to watch.
They were.
They were marvellous, that Liverpool side.
There's one man we haven't mentioned who rarely the 70s sort of belonged to. And I'll give you a clue, right? All I'm going to say is Leeds United. And see if either one of you come up with the name.
Leeds United would be either Don Revie, are you talking about managers?
No, I'm just saying one man who was
Billy
the 70s.
Bremner?
No,
Billy
hang
Bremner.
on. He stayed in football for a long time, but I'm putting this to the chat as well. So I'll give you all a few minutes to think of it. He was the one man that made the 70s and early 80s.
What, as either a manager or a player?
Yeah, but he was linked to Leeds United.
But didn't he play for Leeds United?
No, I'm not saying. All I'm saying, this man was linked to Leeds United. He would ever be associated with Leeds United in some way or form. And Don Revie is part of it. Don Revie is part of it.
Brian Clough was linked to Leeds United.
Can I say? Do you want to shout, Mark, before? Did you think it was Brian Clough?
No.
Yes, come on, Ellie, get in there.
I tell you, Brian Clough, and you're right about Don
Revie. I know my
Revie,
football.
But Brian Clough, probably one of the best managers the England national side probably never had. I mean, Derby won the league with Derby, taking them up from the second division to win the first division.
Yeah.
And then he went to Leeds. Right, this is for the chat. This is for you, Mark, not you, Eddie, because you probably get it. You've probably got an encyclopedia, Mark. This is
I'm a little bit older than Mark, that's why.
How many days in charge was he? How many days was he in charge at Leeds United before he was sacked?
Oh, I think I've read this somewhere.
And
I'll give you a clue. It's between 10 and 50.
So
Yeah.
So we've never done a season then?
No. Between 10 days and 50. It's in the middle.
35.
Okay. Ellie,
33.
Mark's nearer at the moment. I give a few minutes for the chat to put the answer in the chat. But Mark is actually technically nearer, actually. Not
Yeah.
Tom's going for
49.
Tom, you're actually
49.
really close. Oh, you're really close. You're not that far off. I would have stuck to your first answer. You're a few
Where's
years
Tom
off.
from?
I
Where's
find-
Tom from? Because he's
Right.
got a very, very nice second name, Mark Cannon.
Yeah. Right, you ready? You're ready? Paddy Harnett. It takes an Irish fella, right, to be
Paddy
spot on.
Harnett,
Big up, Paddy.
the
44.
Irish, up the Irish.
See, Mark, you weren't far off.
No?
And nor was Tom, actually, to be fair. He was really close.
He was close.
Paddy Harnett's right.
Ah.
44 days he was in charge at Leeds.
44 days.
He walked
bloody
in,
hell.
right, the first training session, right, he went to Leeds United were hated in the 70s. I think you remember
Yeah, they
that,
were.
Really.
They really
They
were.
really were. And his first words were to the team was, now, instead of introducing yourself to a player, I'm the new manager. Yeah, you've had great success under Don Revie, but we're going to go even more. He said you can chuck all your medals in the beeping bin and stick them there. And he went round to every player and literally slagged them off. He was like, he said to John Giles, if you were a horse, you would have been put down years ago. I mean, that was his first. He said to who is the really tough man at Leeds? What was his name? Billy Bremner, wasn't it?
Billy Bremner, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
He
they had
said-
Peter Lorimer.
He said to Billy Bremner, you shouldn't even be playing football. You should be in prison. I mean, he just went round the team and just like, no wonder he lasted only 54
Flipping hell.
days.
Yeah, but because he was straight talking, Dermot. He
Yeah.
got to the point. If he thought you were shit, he'd tell you.
Yeah. The Damned United, a very good film. I have watched it. It's a really big film.
Yeah.
Anything about the 70s you wish we had today, Mark, in today's football?
No, not really, because I wish they were like tough like they were back then, instead of rolling around for like ages. And there's nothing wrong with them. But I mean,
Well said.
I mean, the pitches are a lot better, aren't they? I mean, when was the last time you saw sand on a pitch? You don't see it. You don't see it anymore.
Davis wouldn't come out the pitch if he saw it. If he saw Sandy, wouldn't come out on the pitch. To be fair,
Yeah.
No.
Just very quickly, Mark. This is actually for you. It says 45. My dad is from Finland, Ellie, Queen. I live in
Finland,
Nottingham,
lovely country.
but I'm from southeast London. There is a Brian Clough statue here, and a road between Derby and Nottingham is the Brian Clough Way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
To finish off from Brian Clough, he really was an exceptional manager.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Can you manage
Brilliant
him at
manager.
Spurs? If he took over Tottenham, him and Peter Taylor, instead of Keith Birkinshaw, or instead of Terry Neal, do you think Spurs would have been more successful quickly?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because he would have shipped out the chaff,
Mm-hmm.
told the ones who are shit they're shit, and actually got all the good players in and brought in his own style of player, and we would have pushed on. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Big up.
I mean, he managed Nottingham Forest to 2 European Cup.
Yeah, he did.
You know, you don't do that if you're not a good manager.
Yeah.
I love these interviews as well. His interviews were legendary.
I remember he was doing an interview with one reporter, and he shouted so loudly he actually made the reporter jump.
Young man. He used to go.
JC, big
I
up.
love
He says,
him.
sorry I've missed the stream, but I've smashed that like button. Yeah, everyone, please smash
Well,
that
thank
like
you,
button.
JC.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
darling.
Andrew Gregory says, you don't get games like the Chelsea versus Leeds Cup final replays anymore.
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
I
What was
know.
that game? Leeds Liverpool. Keegan and Bremer fighting on the pitch, just throwing punches. Didn't one player uppercut another player, just laid them flat out on the ground?
Yeah. Oh, when I was at Steve Perriman's right, at Ware Football Ground, his brother said to me that there was a picture of Dave Mackay grabbing, like, Billy Bremner's
shirt.
Never
Yeah,
Regions. Yeah, Never Regions. And he said that he didn't like that picture because it depicted him in a light that stuck in everybody's memories. But Dave Mackay wanted to be remembered as a fantastic player, which he was by Spurs fans. It's just other fans. They painted him with a brush that he was a hard man and that's all he was. But he was a very eloquent player who could play football.
Dave Mackay was more than that. But I've got a question for you two about Dave Mackay, and I think Mark's going to get this one. I think Mark will.
Really?
Just a quick one. The fact that Clough got Forest promoted and then won the league title the next year is incredible. Not spending loads of money. His assistant was crucial. Peter something. I forgot his name. Peter Taylor was the reason Brian Clough was successful. And I don't think Brian Clough would actually, if he was alive now, would actually admit that himself. Right, here's the question. Right, Mark, you will get this. Right, Nottingham Forest, okay, had one Irish player to play for them, right? He's managed our Ireland team with Roy Keane, but he won a League Cup for which Premier League side? You can go into it too early, but I'll give Mark first crack at it. Right, he played for he won the league title and he won the European Cup, I think 2 for Nottingham Forest. He managed the Republic of Ireland with Roy Keane and got us then to a European Championships. But he won a League Cup for which team?
You haven't even said his name.
No.
No, you've got to guess it.
You got to guess it. You got to guess the manager and the team.
Oh God.
JC's got it spot on, but I'm not going to put it up. And don't you go looking
I know
Mark.
it. I know it. Can I just say the manager's name?
No.
Hang on. I'm thinking.
All right.
Mark knows this. I can see it in his face.
Come on, Mark. You can do it. You can do it.
I just read it in the comments.
Oh, you bollocks. Go on, Mark. What is it? Go on.
Is it Leicester and Martin O'Neill?
Yeah. Martin O'Neill, what a good Irishman. He was a fabulous footballer.
He was. I love doing these
William Kelly's with
about old
us.
football. Do you know that? I love these streams where we look back, the three of us during the years of football. Right, here's another question for you.
Hello, William.
Big up,
go
William.
on. Who's this one for? Both of us?
Both of us in the chat, right? Can you name me the player that scored in 2 FA Cup finals?
Yeah.
But went abroad, and came back and scored in the year he returned in another FA Cup final. So he played in 2 FA Cup finals. He played against the same team in both.
It must
FA
be
Cup
Mark
finals.
Hughes.
No.
Mark
Kevin
Hughes.
Keegan?
No.
This is in the 80s, between 86 and 89. That's the only clue I'm giving you. They played. They played the same team. That player played for one team in 86, went away for a season, went abroad, then went back to that same club and scored against that same club in 1989. And don't be looking at the chat, Mark, because I know that's what you're doing.
86 was Everton, wasn't it?
You're cheating, you bugger.
86 was Everton, wasn't it? They won the cup in 86.
Mark knows it already because he's seen it in the chat, so he knows it already.
Can I have a guess?
He went abroad.
I know you're going to say, Mark, you've seen it, you get.
I can't see the chat.
No.
I could have cheated as well.
No, that's not the point. No,
I don't want to cheat. But
No,
I
it's
was
for the
thinking
fact.
86 was Everton, so it would have been
Yeah.
Everton played Watford. So it wouldn't have been a Watford player, I don't
No.
think. It would have been
Do
an
you want a
Everton
clue?
player.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah.
It was the first ever two-team FA Cup final in the '86.
What do you
The
mean by
manager,
that?
right? I'll give you another clue. The manager for this team had played for the team that won the FA Cup since 1976.
1976.
I think it was 75 or 76. He replaced Kevin Keegan and scored the winner in the 1980 European Cup final at Wembley. A few people in Andrew Gregory's got it right.
Oh my
Ed
God.
M's got it right. William Kelly, I
Yeah.
don't know what you're on about, but big up, sir. And
Can't
JC's
think.
got it right.
Yeah.
Tom's got the
They've-
manager right.
Just put us out of our misery.
Right. Okay. I'm actually good. It was actually a good one. I think Mark got it before Andrew Gregory.
Because
turned up.
86 was
Go on,
Everton,
Mark.
so it must have been
Go
an
on,
No, I
say
Everton
didn't.
who it
player.
was.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay. It was actually Ian Rush. He scored
Ian
2
Rush,
goals
yeah.
for Liverpool
He went
against
to
Everton
Italy,
in
didn't he?
'86. And then he scored
Yes.
against Everton in '89 because he went to Juventus for a year.
Yeah, he went to Italy. Yeah.
And John Aldridge, he came
Shit,
back.
I should
They
have
brought
known
him
that.
back. Yeah.
Oh, Georgie.
So Ian Rush, Williams come for Brady. Yeah. Big up, William. JC's gone for Rushy for Paul. Yeah.
Rushy for Paul.
Um,
Yeah.
Cloughie and Taylor fell out. Cloughie never spoke to him again and was unsuccessful without him. That's true, as an assistant. I think Taylor went for a job somewhere without talking it to Cloughie about it first. Yeah. He went to Derby.
He was a really good man. Yeah.
He went. That's where he went. William Kelly's put William Kelly. I'm sure you scored, William. I'm sure you did.
Come on, William. He
Go on, William.
scored with his head. On me head.
Yeah.
On me
And
head.
Kenny Dalglish. Do you want one more question, or have you
go
had
on.
enough of my
Yeah,
questions?
I'm enjoying it. No,
We'll do
one
a Tottenham
more.
one, right? We'll do a Spurs
more,
one,
yeah.
right? To make it
Yeah.
easy for Mark, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hope my battery don't die.
All right. Well, if it does, then we're all knackered. Right. Right. 1984 was the year we won the UEFA Cup. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you name me the player that missed the penalty for us
Yes.
in that penalty
I can.
shootout? No,
Mickey
don't straight
Thomas.
away, Ellie. Don't shout out straight away. Give Mark a chance.
We watched this
few
game the
minutes.
other day.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched
Few
this
minutes.
game.
We'll get a few answers in the chat as well because I'd like to get the chat involved in this.
We watched this.
It's actually a game. It's actually a game we're going to do next week. Actually, we're going to do these once a month. These Golden Games, but because
So Mark didn't hear what I said. That's good.
no.
Got to clean out your ears, Mark.
Oh, it was the lad that broke his leg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny Thomas.
Yeah.
Danny Thomas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
William Kelly put a
Danny
horse
Thomas.
box.
Not Mickey Thomas. Danny Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said Gareth something of QPR broke his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up Andrew. Andrew got it right. Mark got it spot on.
Danny
and William
Thomas,
Kelly's put
that's it.
horse box.
Horse box.
Right. Okay. That's a good
What's-
one. Right.
What does that
Okay.
refer to?
I think I have a fair idea, but I'm not going to go there. Right. Right. 1991, the year we won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Mr. Gary Mabbott picked the trophy up, lifted it up.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the player that scored the first goal in the third round and the player that scored Tottenham's first goal in the final?
Paul Stewart.
Well, Paul Stewart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Paul Stewart equalised.
Yeah. I should have these tallies, the competition. I don't know why having these.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Gray.
That's not a hard one.
Any questions in the chat?
Who was the Nottingham Forest goalie that day?
Croswell.
Crossley.
Correct.
Crosley, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go back now. We'll go back to the 60s.
Oh God.
This is now we're all Spurs fans. We all know our history,
Yeah,
right?
go on. Yeah.
1967 we beat Chelsea
Yeah.
in the first London FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm actually going to do Tom's one, right? Tom said, right, and who scored the first goal for Spurs in 1987?
Clive Allen.
Clive Allen.
Yeah.
Clive Allen in 2 minutes,
Clive
wasn't
Allen.
it?
Yeah.
Diving header. Go on the head.
Yeah.
On
Also,
the head.
I want to say
He scored
a special,
49 goals that
Yeah.
season, didn't he?
Yeah.
I want to say special hi to Sean, who's been a massive support of our channel over the
Yeah.
year.
Hello, Shawnee boy.
Sean,
Shawnee
and the
Butler.
same as like in Dave and the Irish Hotspur,
It's
Jack and Nicky.
Dave.
This channel would not be here without. I'm just laughing because William Kelly's put another ridiculous answer in, which I will get up. Ellie, see, Ellie is gone. You've been a big support of us, Shawnee. So thank you so much for everything you do in support. The same goes to Dave Harris and Jack Kinnicky, the Irish Hotspur and the Flat Cup Army. Do you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support. So thank you. Big up. Clive Allen. So keep the questions coming. This is for the next 10 minutes. It's question me and Mark. You know, Ellie may return. And we love you too, Sean. Sean, would you like the link to pop on for 5 minutes? Maybe you can swing us a couple of Spurs questions. The ghost has disappeared. Look, this is Ellie's trademark. She does an hour and a bit of the show, and then she disappears. Do you know? I don't know what it is, but big
battery runs out.
Yeah, but look, horse box. To be fair, every answer right. Okay, this is for the whole panel. For me, well, it's just you and me, Mark. We're just chilling out at the pub here. And then for the chat, 1981, the FA Cup final replay. Spurs score were 1-1, were 2-1 down.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Hoddle puts that beautiful ball over the top of the Man City defence. Who touches it? Who assists and who scores the equaliser for Spurs?
It was Crooks and Archibald.
Spot on, Marky.
Yeah.
You're redeeming yourself now.
Well, we
Well
only
done,
watched
sir.
that game not so long ago as well. But I can't remember that.
Well, any question for me, Mark? Do you want to do a Spurs question for me?
Bloody hell. Nathan.
While you're thinking that, this JC, I love this going back through. Paul Pablo's put in a good question, and it really is a good question. Terry Francis was the first £1 million British player transfer.
I knew that.
Can you name the first? Ellie's back. I know. Well, she was back. Apparently, you're the ghost,
Still
Ellie.
there.
Yeah, you're the ghost. It's like Elvis has left the building, but now he's come back for an
Bloody
encore.
phone died again.
Right. Trevor Francis was the first £1 million British player transfer.
That's right.
Can you name the first British player to transfer between two clubs for $2 million?
Was it
British
Gaza?
Player to transfer between two clubs for $2 million.
Was it Gaza?
I don't know. It might have been. You got to let me know, JC, if we're right. Andrew Gregory's gone for
It's
Gaza.
a hard one. Gaza.
Trevor Francis was the first £1 million British player transfer. Can you name the first British player to transfer between two clubs for $2 million?
Yeah, Trevor Francis went from, was it Birmingham City to
Nottingham Forest.
He went from Birmingham,
Birmingham to Forest.
I have to say
And then
Gaza.
he played for QPR later.
Yeah, I'm going for Paul Gascoigne. I'm going for Gaza.
It might be Kevin Keegan.
William Kelly, the ghost. That's a name of a film, Ellie.
Yeah.
Well, there's all sorts of answers.
We have all sorts of answers. We've got Gaza. We've got Neil Webb. God, there's a player I haven't heard of for a while.
Webb.
Yeah.
John Barnes.
Ooh.
That's
Might
a
be
good
Kevin
one.
Keegan.
Not for $2 million.
Or Peter Beardsley.
And then we've got Mark Hughes. Come on, JC.
Mark
Give us
Hughes.
the answer.
Yeah.
Or one of
What
us
is
will
the
have to go
answer?
on Google. I'm going to have to look this up now.
Well, I can't. Because if I go on Google, like,
Has he put an answer in yet?
No.
This is suspense.
Who was the first British football to move?
I
Oh.
think it might.
No, there's an answer in. It
Oh,
was
it's an
Mark.
answer in. Thank God, it saved me
British club.
Googling it.
It was Mark Hughes from Barca.
Can I just
First
say,
to show, yes.
Shawnee,
Mark
you're a
Hughes.
genius. Any
Sean
questions you
Butler
want
said
to
it's
answer
Mark
us,
Hughes. It
Shawnee?
must have been Mark
Put
Hughes.
a question in for us, Shawnee. JC, brilliant answer, sir. Brilliant question. And here's another one. I'm thinking this is to do with the 81 cup final with us and not Man City. Who scored the own goal for Man City? Was it
Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah,
Hutchinson.
I know this. Mike
Hutchinson.
Summerby.
No, it wasn't.
No, Hutchinson.
Mike Summerby
He's-
scored the own goal.
Yeah.
No, he
When Pogba
didn't.
took the free
No, he
kick and
didn't.
it hit him on the back.
No,
No, it was
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson.
Oh,
He
Tommy
scored at both
Hutchinson,
ends.
That's it. Why did I say Mike Summerby? Tommy Hutchinson.
He scored
Yeah.
because he put them 1-0 up as well.
Yeah,
He
Tommy
did. He
Hutchinson
scored that.
hit him on his back.
We went 1-0 up. No, there. He did. Did they put them 1-0 up? Yeah, in the first game.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
1-0 up,
Yeah.
No, they did.
and then they
Yeah.
equalised.
He scored
No.
with that brilliant
No,
volley,
no,
didn't
no,
he?
no, no,
Or did
no.
he equalise with that brilliant volley?
Yeah.
Was that the replay? That
Was a
volley?
replay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mackenzie scored that brilliant volley.
Right. I got a question.
Bloody
Right.
brilliant that goal was.
Who did we beat in the 81 semi-final replay, and who scored Tottenham's 3 goals?
That must.
Say that again.
And for an extra point, for an extra brownie point, where was it played?
That was the game at Highbury.
Where? What?
Well, you got that right, Mark. That's one right.
Wolves.
I can't
Yeah,
hear
but
you.
who scored Tottenham's 3 goals?
Ricky Villa.
Yeah, but who scored the other 2?
What, in the semi-final at Highbury?
Yeah,
Garth Crooks scored both of them. He scored 2 goals.
Andrew Gregory. Yeah, spot
I'll
on
never
you two.
forget that game.
80s
as long as I live.
football, you two, Mark is spot on. He's on the ball. Go to 70s, it goes a bit wobbly. You go to the 60s, he just hasn't got.
Because he was old enough in the 80s.
If he goes to the 50s, Mark doesn't care. He just don't want to know that. Right. Okay, I'm now going to go back. I wonder if you can name me, right? And this is for each of you and the chat. Spurs won the FA Cup in 1900. Nice ceiling, Ellie.
Nice ceiling, I know. Spotlights. Got a good
Spurs won the
electrician.
FA Cup in 1901. Can you name me? And this is for the chat as well. Can you, Ellie White? But just saying, Ellie White Noise interference. William,
It's gone now.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone because yeah.
Can you name me where the replay was played in 1901? Ellie, you know this answer because you sent me the article.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can't answer for a few minutes.
I can't
So
answer
leave
it.
me-
No.
No.
I'll be.
But
Can I
I'll keep
guess?
stum.
chat.
Can I guess?
Where was the replay played? All right, for an extra point.
You told me the crowd as
Can
well.
you name me the link between 1901, 1921, and 1961? What is the link for an extra bonus point between the 3 cup final wins?
I'll have a guess at the venue.
Go on.
Was it Stamford Bridge?
No. 21 we won at Stamford Bridge. I'll give you a clue. They're a Premier League side.
Yeah. Give him another clue. They signed. I could give him another clue. They signed the player from QPR, and he's doing very well.
I'm trying to think of the big grounds that would have been back then.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Spot on.
Well done.
And what's the link? And this is for the chat as well. JC's put a question in. I will start that. Right? I don't think I'll ever get that, but Mark probably. But what's the link between 1901, 1921, and 1961? There is actually a link there.
They had a 1 in the year.
No.
That was
That's
the
the
easy
obvious
answer. Yeah.
There actually is a genuine link in there.
I think we played. Was it the Sheffield teams?
No.
901, 21, and 61.
If you go through the team, I'll give you a clue. If you go through the team sheets, there's a link there.
Oh, was it? We always had an Alan playing.
No.
No. Okay. Bloody hell,
Well,
this
that's
is a
sort
hard
of
one.
right, but there's other two as well.
Because the Allens were like prevalent, weren't they, in
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Spurs?
there was another two that are more. If you that would link
More
the
link.
that would link the 1901 and 1961 team together.
Um,
And I could get your questions in on the chat as well.
is it to do with our kit?
No.
No. Bloody hell, you
Let
can't.
me know when you two don't know. I'll give the Ellie's gone. She's gone the way gone. Look at Google. She's cheating. Big up, Baba. Do you give up, Mark?
Yeah, I ain't got a clue.
There was a Brown and Smith in the 1901 team. There was a Brown and Smith in the 61 team. Yeah. Every time in the early years, every time we won the FA Cup, I think up from 1901, I think 21, 61, 62, and I think 67, there was a Brown and Smith in the team. There was an Allen that links the 61 and 91 team together because Les Allen played, Clive Allen played, and Paul Allen actually played in the 87 Cup final.
Yeah.
That them two, but the first three, Brown and Smith. So big up William Kelly. The ghost has disappeared again.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're not going to
Rubbish
go on
one.
for too much longer because Mark needs to get to bed. He's just got home from work lesson.
Yeah.
Ellie is disappearing like she's gone on to Google every 5 minutes. Look, we're going for another 5 minutes. Get your questions in, and we'll do one more.
There was
this
one.
Yeah, this one here from JC. Guys, who found Graham Roberts
that's the
for the
one.
penalty that clinched the 82 Cup final? Oh,
I know who scored the penalty.
same here.
Yeah.
I know who managed them as well. Terry Venables managed.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We've got this one as well from Mark as well. Tom as well. Sorry. Start that one.
Yeah.
I go for Terry Fennick for some reason.
I couldn't even tell you who played for QPR.
I think Terry Fennick might have done. And then while we're thinking on that one, Andrew Gregory's gone to Fennick. Tom's put, who scored the Nottingham Forest own goal in the 91 Cup final?
Des Walker.
Des Walker. What was the chant then? You never beat Des Walker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't they lose his pace later on in his career? He just lost his pace completely.
Yeah, but if he hadn't scored it, Gary Mabbutt would have headed it in.
Yeah, I think that would have been redemption for Gary Mabbutt. Terry Fennick.
Definitely.
So let us know, JC. Let us know, man. Who I think it's Terry Fennick. But Mark, we're coming to the end of the stream. We're coming up with, we've got loads of shows this week. We've got the Champions League draw.
Yeah.
We've got the post-match, pre-match shows as well. Just quickly get your thoughts on the Champions League draw. I know you won't be on because you'll be at work at that point.
Yeah.
What are you hoping? Oh, here we go. It was Tony Curry.
Well, I've heard that name.
Same here. Big up. I'll tell you one night, we need to do a quiz. I think we'll have to do a history quiz on this channel. We'll have to get a few. We'll have to get the Irish Hotspur.
He's the champion. Well, I'm not taking him
we'll
on
have to
a
get
quiz.
the champions on here. We'll have to get the Irish Hotspur. We'll have to get Sean on. We'll have to get a few people up and do a proper history quiz. And let's see can me and Ellie and you hold up the names of TFC till I die, because we will.
Yeah.
We Dave, this is a lay down marker for you. We're coming for you. We're coming for your crown, sir.
Don't include me in this. I know nothing.
You're the man with the bucket and the sponges and the orange juice.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, Champions League. What's your hopes for that draw? You looking for an easy draw? Any teams you want to miss out?
Oh, well, you showed pot one, obviously not Bayern Munich, because last time we played them, we lost 10-2, wasn't it,
See,
on
I'd love
aggregate?
to get Bayern Munich just to get
No.
our own back on them.
No.
Where is it now? Where is that now? Sorry, let me go. There we go. That's pot one. Real Madrid, Frankfurt. We can't play Man City because they're in the Premier League. AC Milan, Bayern Munich, PSG, Porto, Ajax. Any team, Ajax. Any team in there, Ajax, not Ajax. Anybody that watches Only Fools and Horses, they're all boys going down into Holland, and he just shouts to everyone, "Hi, Ajax," which was really funny. Sorry, Mark. I know you need to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, listen, thank you everyone for watching tonight. Look, it's been a remarkable year. Look, Mark, if you have to go, I'll close up the show if you want to. Right. I'd see you. When you're back again, Marky?
Sunday.
Mark will be back for our post-match show, so big up, Mark. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Come on, you Spurs. I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me during the last year, through the good times and the tough times this channel has had. There's a few people I'd like to thank. I would like to thank Dave Harris, Jack Kanicki from the Irish Hotspur, Sean from Spurs Talk Show as well for doing everything they, for all the help he does, all the support he gives, especially Dave and Jack. I got my start in Dave on the Irish Hotspur, and I can't thank them enough for their support, for their giving me the confidence to do this. I also want to thank my partner, who I don't normally name on the channel. She has given me the support off screen to do this, and I couldn't do this without her. And I have to say, I'm very lucky and very grateful for everything she does. And lastly, but not least, it's the viewers. People like John Fitzpatrick, William Kelly. This one, the ghost has returned. So that just
My
cracked me up.
battery keeps on dying. The stupid battery.
Ed Stone, Lisa, Scott M. Is Mark drinking a barrel of Diet Coke? Yeah, he is, Mark. Scott. People that have been on the show in the past when it was TTG. Look, this channel will not be without your help. It's been a really fantastic year. We're now on the next step up. So we are going to go full time with this channel, aren't we, Ellie? We are going to go more shows, more content. Starting this week, we've got the Champions League draw. We've got the post-match. We've got the pre-match shows. We're going to have new shows content coming up. We're going to have a 15-minute of Philip's Spurs through the years. Look back in time with Philip Brady. Me and Ellie and Philip, we're going to do the King, the Queen, and the Godfather segments of shows as well. We're going to do histories of the White Hart Lane to remind people of Tottenham, who we are, why we're here, why we support the mighty Spurs.
That's right.
And we should remember our past.
Yeah.
Just because we haven't won anything doesn't mean we can't look back at our past and be grateful, be thankful, be happy for what we've done. And look, I came in here for one thing and one thing only, to start this channel up. It was a channel for fans, for the fans. And I think that is what I want this channel to remain. It's for you. It's for you to come on, get your thoughts in, get your questions in, get things off your chest. We are one fan base. We can't be split. We can't be saying this or that. Not everything's perfect at our club, but at the moment we need to support our club. We need to stand by each other 100%. Tottenham Hotspur till I die. That's the name of our channel. That's what we should do. And for me, from Ellie, from Philip Brady, from everyone that's connected to TFC till I die. We thank you,
Yeah.
we love you, and we appreciate you. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's really been one hell of a run.
Yeah.
So now I've got that out of the way.
That was like a sermon.
I had to get it out, Ellie. I didn't know when to do it, the beginning or the end,
It
but
was
I
a
had
good sermon, though. It told
I
a lot
had
of
to.
truths.
Yeah. Should we get through some of these comments before we go?
Yes.
We'll start with Tony Curry. That was the last question.
Yeah. I missed that one because I'm the ghost.
When you disappeared again.
Yeah.
Anderson, hi Dermot and guests. Big up. A bit late it seems. Look, the watchback's there. Watch
Doesn't
it.
matter. Better late than never.
Lisa says a quiz is a great idea. They're so much fun to watch. Congratulations on your first year. Love all the history on this channel from someone who knows none of it. So I learn a lot. Look, that's what we're here to do, Lisa.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is Mark drinking a barrel of Diet Coke? I will ask him that. But if he does, fair play to him.
Good advert.
Yeah. Big
They
up.
should pay us for this.
Bye then, Dermot. Mark. No, we're still here. Anderson, Edison, we're still here. I'm going to call him EE because I can't pronounce his name, so I'm going to call him EE. I hope he doesn't take offense to that. Dermot, I'm here if you need me. William, thank you so much. That means a lot. Tom, thanks, Dermot. Lovely show. Tom, we'd love to see you again.
Thank you,
John
Tom.
Fitzpatrick, I've been here from day one. You have actually. John and a few other have been here from day one. So big up John Fitzpatrick, my Irish
You're a
brother.
good man, John Fitzpatrick.
The Ghost returns. Mr. EE, big up Dermot. William Kelly says, "Can I come on for a few minutes if you want?" Yeah, hang on. Give us a few minutes.
Bring him on.
Yeah.
You know what I wanted to say, Dermot? While you're bringing on William, I heard at the club that Pochettino, he put away all the memorabilia of our historic wins because there was loads of memorabilia scattered everywhere, and he said that he was going to put the players on and they wouldn't be able to live up to those great sides.
Yeah.
Now, I find that defeatist.
I do.
Because I loved Poch, and when I read that, I didn't know how true it was, and I don't know whether it is true, but if it is, it's a shame.
It is.
Because you're nothing without your history. You get stronger by looking at those players.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, here's Ghostbuster. Look at him. Look at him. When Willie gets on, I think I should have the theme of Ghostbusters for him when he goes on. How are we just thinking every time I see William, if there's something strange in your neighbourhood, who are you going to call? William Kelly?
Well, I mean, Ellie disappears that much. I just thought I'd call her the ghost.
Yeah, well, she's either she wore glasses one night. We've called her everything from Elvis to Freddie Mercury to Brian May. Now the ghost. She's a number of things on this channel.
Oh, really?
I know.
Oh, it's actually a good. Yeah, sorry, Ellie. It's a good. It's a good thing for the show because 1 minute you're having a deep conversation with Ellie, and next minute she disappears.
I know. It's my battery. It dies because I've only got. I've got an iPhone 8, and it just lasts 1 hour 40 minutes, or 1 hour 45. It goes for.
Yeah.
And then if I put the charger in, William, you see that my charger, it crackles. And it's no good for anybody. It ruins the stream. So I'd rather come out and come back in.
During that little bit of quiz, Ellie was going off getting the answers myself. I think that's
I think she was too. It's very clever.
Do you know what? I did actually look up that thing. I still didn't get it.
She admitted she cheated. Right. So I just want to get through these comments quickly and never get William's thoughts. Scott M, always a pleasure to support and watch the channel. You've done.
Yeah.
You have done and continue to do a great job, Dermot. Give yourself a big thumbs up for the hard work and great to see Ellie on the show as well. Big up, Scott M.
Yes, Scott M.
Here's to 1,000 subs. Hoping you get there soon. Thank you very much. And this fella, I have to get this man on. Wilton McDonald. I have to get him on.
Oh my God, we have to. We have to get him on.
Pastor Dermot, he's calling me. I'm no pastor. I'm just
you did a pastor talk.
Spurs fan. James
I reckon
Watson.
we should ordain you.
No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Big up, James. This is a great show. Love the quiz. Yeah, it was just something that came into my head, and I thought, right, I'm going to roll with it. And it was actually quite fun to do, actually.
It was.
And Mr. EE, that's what I'm going to call him. No offense to him at all. It's only my username anyway, bud. So anyway, Mr. EE, good man. Or the big E.
Yeah.
There you go. Mr. Kelly, how are you this evening? Or how are you this afternoon?
I'm all right. Hold on 1 second, Dermot. The neighbour's dog is pissing me off. I got to kill it. 1 second.
You get.
No, I'm joking.
I was about to say you're going to get live Australian police on this channel.
Kill the dog.
Your channel will be cancelled immediately.
Yeah, we'll get
We'll see
taken
the
down.
Australian police outside William's door. This is the Australian police. Let me in.
He goes, oh.
William, you see William trying to get out the window out the back of his head.
No, I'm here at work. I'm good. I'm here at work.
Yeah. Are you working?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ripping up carpets, getting ready to do flooring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quick thought on the Champions League draw this week, William. Who you're hoping for? Who you're not hoping for?
I don't care who we get, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
That's it. Whoever you get, you've got to beat.
Yeah, I never tune in to watch the draws. I couldn't care less. It's like the FA Cup. The only draw that I used to watch years ago was the FA Cup draw.
Yeah.
That used to excite me, you know. And I used to have my fingers crossed that we wouldn't get the big guns.
Yeah.
We'd get smaller teams and get, as far as we could. But then the appeal of the FA Cup sort of disappeared for us, didn't it? Because we can't fucking win it.
That may change.
Yeah.
That may change.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Not with Davies, Dyer and Sanchez. Not a fucking chance of it.
No.
There ain't no trophy coming to this club until we sign a better centre-back.
He's trying to trigger me.
Yeah, true.
You know that. That fucker down bloke's trying to trigger me. You mentioned Sanchez's name, I get a tick. And then
what I don't understand is I know people go, oh, but Sanchez is all right. Yeah, for 75 minutes, and then he does something fucking horrific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that ball over the top of his head.
Yeah.
The ball over the top that he misjudged. Like, I mean, that's schoolboy errors. Like if you've seen a schoolboy do that, you'd go, you can forgive it. But this guy is a professional footballer, you know?
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
Dyer and Sanchez, there's a mistake in 1 or 2 or 3 times a game in them. You can guarantee it, but you can put a bet on it, don't make a mistake.
Yeah.
When Romero
Davies got caught. If you look, Davies got caught at the back post like he did. Remember against Ronaldo? Yeah. He got caught at the back post and he got away with it big time. I don't trust him. I don't know why we have to persist with these 3 central defenders that have failed us time and time again. And I don't understand, with a transfer window, we were supposed to have 150 million or close to that. Why haven't we brought in a better centre-back? You know what I mean? I don't understand it.
I think we will.
We have to.
I honestly think they won't, Dermot. I think they've failed. They've failed in their pursuit of getting the top centre-backs. All the top ones have moved on, and otherwise the other ones have stayed at the club and they don't want to go anywhere. Yeah. So we're going to end up picking a shit centre-back that's the same quality as those idiots. And they're not going to do that. They're just going to continue with them. I think we failed. I honestly do. And I'm really, really extremely worried. Well, and if that's the case, okay, the only way we can get away with this is you go and you spend big money on Milinkovic-Savic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because if you want to try link up the play to the forward line, because those central defenders aren't going to do it. They ain't going to cut it. You have to get a better class midfielder, and that Milinkovic-Savic is a top class midfielder. Yeah, and I think we need someone like that to link up the play, because
Yeah.
I think they've failed in their pursuit of central defenders, to be quite honest with you, which in my eyes is very poor. Knowing that we have the facilities, the stadium, the fans, the manager, it all boils down to, and I'll tell you what it all boils down to again, it's the same old story with Tottenham. They won't pay the wages. They won't pay the money. And they're getting found out again. And I think that could be a problem in the camp if that keeps continuing, you know what I mean?
Me and David Harris had a phone call this afternoon, half an hour rant on how bad we are at the back.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
The fans will say we've scored 7 and lit in 3, but that it doesn't matter. It's the way they play together is rubbish. They can't move the ball, which restricts us. Because it's not just defensively, they're restricting us because they can't move the ball quick enough and accurately enough to the ball players. We would have scored double the goals if they could actually move the ball.
Exactly, Ellie. Like people look at, and I've seen a comment come up there that said, Dyer played well. Yeah, but you're playing Wolves, for Christ's sake. What's going to happen when you come up against Liverpool and Man United and Arsenal and teams like that? That's when you're going to get found out very badly. You know what I mean?
I mean, what do you say to Walter McDonald, who is a Spurs fan for over 60, I think a long time for my interaction with this man? He said, we have failed to buy a decent centre-back because they are not available. By that, I mean, we're not paying silly money. Would you agree?
Yeah, but there's the problem with Tottenham for a long time now. Like, if you look at the neighbours next door to us, Arsenal, they're not afraid to spend the money or pay the wages. This idea that Levy and company have in their head, and I'm not sitting here going, leave me out and all this shit. It's the money, Dermot. It always has been. They won't pay a decent money. Like, look at Liverpool, okay? There was a sliding door moment in that Champions League final, and my brother, who was a Liverpool fan, turned to me and he said, if Tottenham win today, they will go on to do big things. He said, but if Liverpool win, Liverpool will outtake them. Yeah. And that's what happened. Sliding door moments. They were willing to spend the money big on a goalkeeper, spend the money big on a top-class central defender, and then spent money on different players as well. They were willing to do it. We haven't. Like, we're stuck with the same 3 central defenders for how many years now? It's borderline like insanity. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me ask you this now, William. If Mr. EE says, I like Dyer myself. I'm guessing in a small minority with that one. Look, let's be fair. Sanchez is a bit worse than Dyer. I'm not
equal.
I don't hate Dyer. I don't hate these players. But if you have a world-class manager and you want to become a team that wins trophies, which we haven't done in how long? How long has it been, guys?
15 years.
15 years.
So that's not good enough for a club of Tottenham size.
Well, look, it's atrocious.
Look, like I spent all last season on this Levy out rant, and this is not good enough. That's not good enough. I took a close season to really sit in the fence, see how they do in the transfer window, and then take it from there.
They didn't do enough, Dermot. They didn't do enough.
No, they haven't done enough.
Can I just say...
However we support Levy for spending some money,
hang on,
he's balancing the books.
Hang on, look, let me have my say.
Yeah.
We have got 2 weeks left of this transfer window. Now, I agree with what William says wholeheartedly. I agree with everything he says. Sanchez and Dyer are no good. I agree with you. Davis is probably a little bit better. We've got Romero, we've got Longley. So we do need another centre-back for that middle. I agree with you.
And then we can start competing.
Yes.
I think we've got 2 more weeks left of the window. I do think we will get a centre-back in. I honestly do think that.
But Dermot, honestly, okay? Just like, we're not being linked to any defenders. Not one.
Just Pau Torres, that's all I've heard.
It's all attacking players.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Me
Ukrainian
personally,
guy.
I'm extremely worried because what you don't understand and what a lot of Tottenham fans don't understand is if Conte doesn't get what he wants, he will walk. He will not stay. And then we go back to what we were before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there ain't no manager coming in there that's going to change and make it any different.
No, yeah, because he started using that improvement word again.
Yes.
You know, things are not right.
It scares me, you know? Yeah. Like, look how much we're struggling to get rid of this shit at the club.
On the other side, we're struggling to get rid, but we've got Nombellier. He's gone out. We've got Regular.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dermot, they're not gone. They're only gone on loan. They'll be back again.
No, one of them's Nombellier is a loan to buy.
Yeah, but
he's a loan to buy. But will they buy him?
For them, Dermot. Like, let's be real here. Yeah. He has to actually play and do something.
He'll play.
He didn't do it at Lyon again.
Right. Look,
I just think they've allowed too much dross at our club for too long.
Look,
and it's pissing me off.
Look, for too long, there's been too many bad players. The likes of Wings, Sanchez, Dyer. Look, I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with Ellie. I agree with Dave House when he talks about Sanchez and Dyer. I agree with them. But look, there's 7 days or there's 8 days left of the window. I agree. For me, it's been a good window, but there's rooms for improvement. You look back how we were this time last summer or the summer before. Last summer, no manager. We're at the laughing stock of Europe looking for a manager. Till we got the gobshite in the garden, no. Right, we got him in. Okay, sales prices in garden gnomes went up by 50% when he took charge of our club. Okay, he couldn't manage a piss-up-in a Bureau Nuno. Let's be fair. This season, we've got 8 players in. Okay, there's people shouting about Dead Spence. Yeah, we need a centre-back. We all know we need a centre-back. We could shout at the top of the rooftops we need a centre-back. The ghost is gone again.
The ghost is gone again.
Yeah. She's gone to get Levy. That's what she's gone to ride his piggy bank.
No, but look, I'm not sitting here. I'm not sitting here going Levy out. I'm not. I don't want to start all that shit. But what I'm saying is, we've got to look at the bigger picture here. And if anyone thinks Antonio Conte came to this club to finish second or third or fourth, they're in fairyland.
Yeah, right.
That's what would he doesn't want to do that.
Right. Let me ask you this, William. There's 7 days left of the window. We don't know what Paratici's up to. He could be doing deals behind the scenes that we don't know what he's doing. What would make you happy at the end of this transfer window for you, personally, to say it's been a success?
Okay, I'll tell you what would define success. We go and we sign Milinkovic-Savic to start with. Okay? And we pay whatever it takes to get that guy in and pay those wages. Yeah. And then we go and sign a top-class central defender to cover Dyer. Okay? Then I can deal with the likes of Sanchez coming in every so often, or Davies coming in every so often, or Dyer coming in every so often.
Yeah. We've got Longley for Sanchez, haven't we?
No, Longley is to cover Davies.
Davies, yeah. So we need one centre-back to cover Dyer.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah. I think we'll get that in. I honestly do.
I don't think so, Dermot.
Or maybe I'm the. But look,
look. If you're right, Dermot, I'll be the first to come on this show and say, "Fuck you, Dermot. You were right."
Do you know what, William? I love having arguments with you because I respect you so much. You know I do, and I respect your opinion too. It's a very valid point you're making. You're not the only one saying this.
Yeah.
But for me, I just think Conte. I know he's used the words improvement, and I don't want to lose Conte more than you don't want to lose Conte. I just think it's going to take. Look, we had a good January. We've had a sort of a good summer. I
disagree with that about a good January. We got 2 players. Okay, we got rid of 4 or 5 players and we got 2 players in. We were extremely, like, let's be honest and let's be real with this, guys.
Bare bones by the end of the season.
We did not deserve top 4.
No.
We got it by default.
I've said
That's
that.
what we got.
Yeah, I've said that on Dave's channel. We were very lucky.
Extremely lucky. Yeah, those players came in and performed, but that's what you expect. We should have been signing. We got those guys late on in the window, which was Daniel Levy-esque fucking shit. Now, are we waiting for the end of the window to bring in like a top class? Like, I just have concerns. It just feels like it's the old Tottenham, the same old shit. Like, don't get me wrong, the players that have come in, I think, pretty good. With the exception of Jed Spence, he's never going to see any football at Tottenham under Conte.
I mean,
he's not Conte signed him.
Now, let's be fair with him. Who's going to buy wings? Let's be honest.
No, I know, but that's not. That is not.
Who's going to buy fucking Sanchez?
That's not Paratici's fault. That's not Conte's fault. No. That solely lies with the likes of Daniel Levy, who keeps giving these average shit players contracts instead of selling them on and buying in better world-class players.
I think also the blame should lie Hitchin's door as well.
Look, of course, but he's gone now, and I don't want to start laying blame on people that are gone.
No,
What's the point?
He should take responsibility for what he did before Paratici came in. Let's call the spade a spade.
But he won't, Dermot, because he's gone. He won't give a shit, you know? He's nothing to do with the club anymore. Once you leave the club, I don't want to know you. It's finished. It's over.
Will you do me a favour? Will you do me a big favour?
Yeah.
Will you come on to our transfer deadline show on Thursday? Well, when the transfer deadline is at the near knockings, would you come on for the last bit?
That would be a Friday morning for me, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'll try and make it on for you. It's Dermot, I'd be on 24/7. It's just a time difference.
I know.
And I'm at work, and sometimes if I'm at a customer's house, I can't really,
Well, listen, if you can, I'll send you the link. I'd love you.
Yeah, send me the link. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, send me the link.
We're doing actually from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We're doing a long stint that day.
I might have to do a Brian Daigle. I might have to get on a flight.
Yeah, you might do. Well, listen, you can stay with me, William, if you have to. Well, look,
Dermot, I'm straight. I'll be straight to North London.
Did you see Daigle already on Twitter with his fingers getting them ready?
Yeah, I know. I know. I just look. Don't get me wrong. I want the best for Spurs, just like everybody else. But we haven't addressed a major problem, which is our backline. It has failed us time and time again.
Yeah.
Like, you only have to look at our front line and go, we're sorted there. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have goals in abundance. I know Son hasn't started well, and
he will do.
But you watch now against Nottingham Forest. If he starts, he'll tear them shreds. You watch. The Sonny will come back. Just give him time, you know.
We've got the front three sorted. We've got the midfield sorted. I think Holberg.
No. I still think we could do with another class midfielder in there. I really do.
But see, for me, Holberg he's played well to start the season. He's been.
No, I can't fault him. You know, I honestly can't. I think Bentancur probably needs to raise his game a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's fine because you got Basuma to come in. But 3 midfielders like that isn't enough, Dermot. You need 4 because you will have injuries during the season. That's why I just think if you want to show a progression and you want to show that you mean business, you go out and you sign Milinkovic-Savic. Yeah. You do whatever it takes to get these guys.
That's
exactly. And we as a club have never done that. We've never done that.
We did that in the 80s.
Yeah, but the 80s is a long time ago, Dermot. And we are not the club that we were back then, you know. And this is what worries me. It's the same thing. Like, don't bring a world-class manager in here and not give him the tools, you know.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Mr. E says the Godfather is always right. Our players clearly respect Antonio. They do. They don't want a horse head in their bread. The midfield is not sorted. Cam in Madison style needed. Yeah, I agree with you. I actually do agree with you. The ghost is staying in the chat unless you're going. No, we're going to finish off in a minute.
She's good.
Yeah, because I've been going for nearly this 2 hour and 25 minutes. We're going some first birthday for the channel, I have to say. And then Paul Pablos, but I think they were trying to get Alessandro.
Yeah, that's fine, Dermot, with that comment, Matt, from Paul. Yeah, you're trying to get Alessandro Bastoni, okay? And we all want Bastoni. He didn't want to leave. Now, we don't know. There's 7 days to go. Something might change on that front. But the thing for me is, though, like, there was other world-class defenders there to get. And we didn't push. No. Because we were not willing to pay the wages and we're not willing to pay the money. This is the problem with Tottenham every time.
Yeah. And we've got Ellie here says, we have to strengthen at the back and a class midfielder who can attack and score goals too. Yeah,
well, that's Milinkovic-Savic. I don't want anyone else. I don't want James Maddison. I don't want all these players. Well, I want this guy because this guy is world class.
Yeah, for what I know is that could be a goer. I think that could be a go with that one. So I'm really, fingers crossed, it will be. Yeah. But listen, William, I want to thank you as well. You've been with me since the start of the channel started. You're one of the first Patreon members. And I want to thank you for your support and the channel from the start. You've been there, good times and bad times, and you've always been there, William. And I want to thank you personally. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Horsebox.
Cheers.
I call everybody Horsebox, Dermot.
I know you do. I would say something, but something you might be angry.
No, but the thing is, people turn around and go, "What do you mean Horsebox?" And I go, "Well, it's a horse in a box."
Yeah, Horsebox.
It's not rocket science. The ghost is back.
Yeah.
The ghost returns.
I just wanted to be here for the finale.
Ellie, do you want to tell people what's coming up on the channel and what we're going to do for the future? So give the viewers what's happening.
So we're going to do a North London debate show. North London is ours debate show where we invite some Arsenal fans on and thrash it out with them. And then we've got the good, the bad and the glory, which will be taking a look back at the good, the bad and the glory years at Spurs. And then we've got the Queen, the King and the Godfather, where we just talk about Spurs non-stop, and our memories of Spurs, special moments. And we'll invite people in the chat to give us their moments as well, and we can feed off them. That'll be a fantastic show. And then we've got our usual shows, the pre-match and post-match. You're still going to be doing the watch-alongs for the match days?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got to come on your watch-along. Definitely.
I couldn't come on the last one, but I'm going to get on this one.
Yeah, we're doing the watch-along for the Forest game on Sunday, so we will be doing that.
Yeah,
Sunday will be Monday for me, I'd say. Yeah.
And then
what time is that match? What time is it?
4:30. 4:30.
4:30. What's that for me? Jeez, that might be That's an early morning one, I think. 3:30 in the morning or something.
Well, unless you're not having a date anyway, we'll get you on. Yeah.
You can't get the woman out of bed.
How do you know I'm not having a date? How do you know, Dermot? That's not a nice way. How do you know I'm not
written you
on a
off,
date?
William.
Yeah. How do you know it hasn't went well? You never asked me.
No.
Well, how did it go then, William?
Very well, Dermot. I can't get around my bed now.
On that point,
that's it. Just super glue her in there, William. Super glue her in there.
She's stuck to the sheets.
Yeah, that's why we see the Australian police outside your window at the moment, William.
Yeah, he's keeping the woman hostage.
Yeah. Right. Listen, we're going to end this show
guys, I have her strapped to the bed like The Exorcist.
Right, we're going to end this show now before we get taken down as a channel.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, yeah, before you end the show, Dermot, remember that I'm going to be doing the match day vlogs as well for the men and the women games.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That'll be good. And I'll be interviewing fans at the ground, getting their thoughts live.
That's good, Ellie.
Yeah. Ellie.
How's the women's team?
Yeah, Ellie.
Yeah, the women's team. Yeah.
Are they good?
They're pretty good. They finished 5th last season, so they're getting there. They've got a new good coach who's really, really good, and they've got a very good Finnish goalie. She's very, very good. But they just need to strengthen in defence like the Mal team, because in midfield and attack, they're really good. They're good in transition.
I actually watched, because on Optus, we get to watch the Women's League, and I watched some of their matches last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I went to a few matches as well, William. They're pretty good.
Against the better teams, they got shown up.
They struggled against Arsenal, although they did get a 1-1 draw. They got peppered.
Yeah,
it was just the goalie that kept us in it.
Yeah, there were some nice tackles in that as well.
I know.
Some tasty really tackles.
Tasty ones, I know.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the women's games come a long way, you know, in terms of
of course it has.
technical skill. Yeah, and it highlighted in the Euro where the England won the Euros. It was fantastic, the matches.
Do you still think, here's a question for you, Ellie, do you still think that they should get paid the same as men?
Well, they're playing 90 minutes, so they're putting the same thing, and they're training 3 or 4 times a week. So, yeah, because there's a lot of money coming into the women's game now with the big attendances and the sponsorships. I just don't want it to get ruined.
Yes. Yes.
And you find the women's game is mirroring the men's game in terms of the teams that are winning the titles and the cups. Yeah. It's still the same 4 teams that are winning. And Spurs are on the periphery. We've got to push on this season. We've signed a really good player from Brighton. So she's going to be a good addition. Her name's Holly something. I can't remember her surname. Holly Hastings, I think her surname is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they just need to strengthen a little bit more, and then they'll be able to compete. Maybe they can push into that top 4.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
They play Champions League football as well, you see, and then you you attract the better players once you've made it up there. Yeah, so let's see how it goes.
I'll be happy if they beat Chelsea and Arsenal. I'll be happy then.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
Very quickly, Ellie, can you invite Lee Gunner on the show? He is honest view. Yeah,
I'm trying to get him. I've got 2 other Arsenal fans that are fantastic as well. They're really good fellas.
I want Troops and Philip Brady. That's what I want. Just a one-on-one show, right? I want to see how long that will last.
And you know, Troops' missus, she's a Spurs fan.
She's a Spurs fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It makes me laugh when he video vlogs it and his wife's like screaming in the background when Spurs beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
It's when he tried to have an argument. Oh, she's gone again. Look,
right, Dermot, I got to go, buddy.
Yeah. William, thank you very much for everything.
Not at all. Not at all, Dermot. You look after yourself and tell the ghost I said good luck.
I will do. And William, we'll see you on Sunday as well.
Yeah, see you, Dermot. Cheers.
Yeah, see you later. Take care.
Bye, man.
Take care. Well, that's it. That's the stream over. 1 year on. So on now. We're going to get to 1,000. Come on, you Spurs. In Conte we trust.